Hello and welcome to the United Stand. It is FC Rostov. No, other way around. It's Manchester United versus FC Rostov. I hope you're very happy and welcoming in yourselves. Words out. And looking forward to this game, most importantly. Manchester United, obviously, going up against Rostov. We need to win this. We are one of two teams left in Europe. We've outlasted Pep. We've outlasted Wenger. We've outlasted everybody else. Yes, it's the Europa League. That's not our fault. But Mourinho can only do with what he's in front of him. And that's what I would say about that. So, looking forward to the team news coming in. I think it'd be interesting to see what that team news is as and when it does come in. I've heard that it's Carrick, Herrera and Pogba in the midfield positions, which I'd be very, very happy with. Please like the video. Please share the video. If you're watching on mobile, if you're watching on laptop, you'll see the bell next to the United Stand. Subscribe underneath. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click that bell so you know when we are live. I'll get your live comments moving. Don't worry about that. We're going for 73,000 subscribers tonight. Let's see if we can do it. So let's get as many people in as we can. Cridge the boss says it's going to be 1-1. I'm probably going to open up Skype for you as well. So I might take a few of your Skype calls. It is open. It is Skype Goldbridge. Not quite yet. I just want to see what the team news is before that comes in. And yes, well, I've got eyes peeled. Don't worry, my eyes are peeled for the team news. And the second it comes in, which potentially is normally, you never know with Europa League. Sometimes it's an hour and 15 before, which means another 5 minutes. Sometimes it's just about now. But sometimes some people in the live comments do get as David Sloan's just subscribed to the channel. Welcome, David. Get involved. That was whoever asked for the kiss. Respect to Rostov. 3 goals to United. Shout out, Mark, says Sanjoy, Dear Fox. Don't forget to sub, guys. That's aging now. Time is kickoff, says MUFC 20 times. Time is kickoff, blood. Time is kickoff is 8:05. And I'm gone. I'm fed up of this United Stand rubbish. I don't want to do it anymore. They're forcing me. I don't want to do it. It's rubbish. I don't like it. I hate doing the United Stand. It's crap. I'm only just... nearly lost my green screen. I don't want to do that. As you can tell, I'm in a bit of a juvenile mood tonight, and I just wanted to check something about the lighting as well. So, Shaw is starting, apparently. Well, there's a question mark with that from MUFC Ben. Team news is in. No, it's not in. I thought it was in. They tricked me on the official @Man United Twitter account. They tricked me, man. They tricked me, blood. Bro, fam, they tricked me. A new tweet came up, notification, but it's just to say that at 7 o'clock they're going to do something. And they don't promote us, so I'm not promoting them. 2-1 United, says Jack Green. Midlife crisis, says Tyler. Yeah, I'm not far off. Look at me. I'm still in my bloody work stuff. Dress down day. 2-0. Shout out to Andy Pipkin, says Leon Jones. It's all going Pete Tong. Says Mr. Pineapple Hero. I'm looking forward to tonight. I've got to be honest with you, because I like to be honest. I'm not as excited as I was about the Chelsea game, because I felt the Chelsea game was more of a test. We should win tonight, is my point. I am excited about it because I want to win, but we're expecting to win. It'd be disastrous if we don't win. So Chelsea was a test game, wasn't it? This isn't, blood. I'm going to start with the rubbish impressions in a moment, don't worry. But I'm very happy to have you all here. I hope you are as well. I don't know whether we should do this now or not, because I'm sort of half thinking about when the team news is going to come through. But we've got some fantastic offers for you tonight with 21Bet. If you have signed up to 21Bet, get yourself down to the video description. We've got Zlatan to score at any time. Virtually even, so a tenner wins you a tenner. You won't get that anywhere else. And I keep plugging this with 21Bet because obviously we've partnered with them for the next 2 months, and they are giving us preferential Manchester United bets because that was part of the deal. So if you fancy a little tipple and you have already signed up with 21Bet, you can get Zlatan to score at any time at virtually double your money. If you've not signed up, rub your hands. It's lucky time because the first link is for new sign-ups. You'll go in the draw to win a Wayne Rooney signed shirt, which we're giving away, I think, on Sunday lunchtime against Borough. But you can also get Manchester United to win and over 2.5 goals in the game at an unbeatable, nobody else. I know that people go, oh, Manchester United 5-1, sign up. 8-1. 8-1 for Manchester United to win tonight and over 2.5 goals in the game. So 2-1 to us is over 2.5 goals in the game. Doesn't matter. United haven't got to score 3. It's over 2.5 goals in the game. Both links are in the video description for that, so get yourself signed up. But if you have already signed up like me, the value is Zlatan to score anytime, double your money. Get on it, make sure you're over 18, and gamble responsibly. In fact, because I've got a few minutes, what I will do is, just to show everybody how it works, click, if you're brand new, click on the video description. It takes you through to this page here. This is for new people. Manchester United to win and over 2.5 goals in the game. 8-1. Sign up now. It takes you about a minute. You can open it up on another browser. Sign up now. Get yourself signed up. Then come back to me once you've signed up. Go back into the video description and you can get your preferential odds, which is the link below that. So get on it like a car bonnet. We've been doing very well with the sign-up offers, actually. The only one that went wrong was against Chelsea, and that was Michael Oliver's fault. So get on it. Team news is what we want, folks. I know. We need the team news. It's like literally, it's going to be in a minute, isn't it? Are we going to see the game live here? That's not how Watchalong works, but certainly it wouldn't be live for another hour and a bit anyway, folks. But as I take a sip of from my Manchester United merchandise stand, which is open. What's Mad Marcus doing on the live comments? And he told me I can't come on again. I can't come on tonight. I can't come on tonight because I'm doing something. I'm washing my pants. I've only got one pair. And he's Taran Singh's been supporting the channel for a long time. Thanks, Taran. I'm just mocking Mad Marcus. But I am awaiting this team news. Team news is 1, says MD. Zlatan Ibrahimovic hat-trick. We'll get on it. Zlatan to score any time. Get yourself signed up in the video description. I can only lead a horse to water. You've got to drink it. But Zlatan will score tonight. And if you know, obviously, make sure, if you like a dabble, I know a lot of football fans do, you won't get better odds than you'll get with 21Bet, and that's in the video description, the second link. But sign up first if you haven't. If you already have, second link in the video description. Zlatan, score anytime, cash back. 2-0, Ibra both goals, says Galactico. I hate this bit. I hate Europa League, right? I love Europa League. I want us to win. But there's two things that have annoyed me. Sorry, I've just swore at you. There's two things that have annoyed me tonight about the Europa League. One, I thought Lyon and Roma were going to be playing at 6 o'clock because they played at 8 o'clock last week. They're not. They're playing the same time as us, which is really frustrating because I wanted to be watching that while we were doing this show, keeping an eye on it. Can't do that now. And secondly, you never know when the bloody team news is coming in. Premier League, you know, if 3 o'clock kick-off, it's out at 2 o'clock. We're playing at 12 o'clock on Sunday. I mean, who's sorted that out? Who has arranged that at the weekend? We're playing on Thursday night and we've got to play Sunday lunchtime. And not even like 1:30, 12 o'clock. We've barely got 48 hours to recover. But at least we know the team news will be out at 11 o'clock because Premier League team news comes out an hour before. Europa League, when they bloody well like. It's so haphazard, you just don't know. You don't know, man. You just don't know. Jose Mourinho to stop wasting our youth system, says Lock Ben. Ibra is playing, so is Mata and Henrik, says Charlie Wall. My prediction was Pogba, Herrera, Carrick, Mata, Mickey and Zlatan, so I'd be interested to see if that happens. I'm getting a bit annoyed with the official Man United account on Twitter as well because it's so bloody slow in getting the team news sometimes. 6-1 to United, says Sama. We shouldn't have a problem. We shouldn't have a problem at all. Tech Socks on about people who've left the channel. Not going to talk about people who've left the channel, mate. That's onwards and upwards. It's down to them if they want to go. You'll get blocked if you ask again. I'm bored of it. Still no team news. Right, okay, so my predicted team news then. This will be funny because the team news will be out in a minute. De Gea, Valencia, Bailly, Smalling, Blind, Carrick, Herrera, Pogba, Mata, Mickey, Zlatan. I'd be very happy with that team. I don't know whether that will be the case, but I'll be very happy with that team. I don't want to see Fellaini starting. I don't see why Fellaini starts. I don't like Fellaini as a starter anyway. I think he's a good bench option. But Mad Marcus, you can come on in between then. I mean, I'm stuck on my own tonight because I've got no Ross. Got no bloody team news either. Tyler, yes he is as far as I know. Don't really speak to him, so not 100% sure. But yeah, ultimately decided he wanted to go and do his own thing. And we're not going to beg, steal and borrow. United stand is always moving on. Fade Robert Tink with the best comment of the night. He says, this is the best United channel. Well, it's only the best because we've got all you lot. And I know that's a real cliche, but it is. It is, because you're always with me on the live comments. Can't do it without you. Middlesbrough have sacked their manager. I do want to talk about that, but I think it's a topic for a little bit later. Where's this bloody team news? We're playing in Europe. We're not playing in the Premier League. It should be out now. Is Pogba worth 91 million, Mark? We'll talk about that as well. I've took a couple of notes. I want to talk about the Middlesbrough sacking because I think that is a problem for us. Team news is not in Rude 9 Master. It will be in a minute. Reagan Adams is excited about tonight's game, so am I. While we've got a few minutes and we've got 700 people watching and we're waiting for this team news that should have been in 5 minutes ago, I've got an idea. Why don't you all hit the like button? There you go. Also, after you've hit the like button, you could go underneath the video and click the share button and share it on your Twitter account and your Facebook account. That would be fantastic. Luke Wood, it is a green screen behind me, yes. I think it's probably quite obvious that it isn't a real. The chair's real, but the rest of it isn't. In fact, I could probably, as a little glimpse into the United stand. Oh, I've lost the chair. I've just proved that the chair's not real. What a dick. What a dickhead. There we go, look, I can get rid of the background. Quite like that. The wonders of modern technology. The chair's not real either. Look, I've just blown everybody's illusion there. The chair's not real. But, yeah, a little insight while we're waiting for this team. I hope you've all liked the video because you've all just been given a master look inside to the United stand. Great work by Draughty Devil, of course. And please do share the video. I want to get as many people watching as possible. United have obviously let us down a bit with no team news, you mothers. It will be here any minute. I don't mind being live. As you all know, I can pretty much talk. As long as you want me to talk. So, and I've got a lot to talk about anyway. Come on, give us the team news. Come on. It's still not out, Jefferson. You're right. It isn't out. Great time to get us today. If United were in a comfortable position and got a penalty, how about De Gea scoring one? Says Paul Mark. Random. Marcel says he loves the channel. Keep up the great work. Just keep spreading the word, everybody. That's all we'd say. Subscribers is nearly the same as Old Trafford. Galactico said that's what we're going for. We'd love to try and get that by the end of the month. Be fantastic. I don't know officially what the Manchester United attendance is now because obviously the disabled seating's coming in. I'm not using OBS. Wade Dunbar. Guess again. Mark seems in a good mood. I am. There's not going to be any bad reaction to the team news tonight. Apparently, this is weird. Apparently, the team news is Romero, Valencia, Bailly, Smalling, Rojo, Blind, Pogba, Herrera, Mata, Mkhitaryan, Ibrahimovic. Just playing back. What's his obsession with the back five at the moment? Why play a back five at home? Oh well, we'll see if that is the team news. I mean, it's an adaptive 3-5-2, isn't it? It's a bit weird how we've started to basically copy Chelsea, isn't it? Let's see what the team news is first. But if we have gone with a 5-3-2, do you think it's a little bit weird how we're in March and we've just suddenly changed our system? Is that an admission of guilt by Mourinho that it's, his tactics have been off so far this season? I personally disagree with it if we're going with this 5-3-2. I don't know what all you lot think. I actually look back to the games where we lost points at home, and it's not been through bad football. It's been through bad finishing. I like the 4-3-2-1. I like the back four with a Carrick and a Herrera and a Pogba and a two wide men and a Zlatan. I like that. I'm not made up on the back five because it means you're playing five defenders. And I know Valencia and Blind can bomb on, but it's not the same as having actual width, is it? Like with Mkhitaryan and but it means you can play a front two. There are pros and positives as well. Refresh Twitter, says Billy Isaac. I have refreshed it, and it is nothing coming up on the official Manchester United account, which is where I always get my team news from. They're slow. There's no way there is no way that is right. No, I would suspect the lad who's given us that team is probably right. Manchester United official Twitter account is awful when it comes to Europa League. They're always slow. Romero, Valencia, it looks like it's right. Sam's saying that is the official team. And Mark Bay needs to play, which is what we are starting to get fed into us now. In fact, you know what? I might just go with that is the team. I mean, what's your thoughts on Romero starting? Why start Romero? I don't know. By the way, I don't know. I do not know. I do not know what the subs are, so don't start asking me about that. But it looks like this team, and I'm gonna gamble on the knowledge of my fantastic viewers who've given us the team, and we'll go with this, which will be up very soon. Obviously, it means no Carrick, it means no Luke Shaw, but I'm only one player out. Actually, I was only one player out, and that is. We'll go with that for the moment. Then I'm happy to go with that. We don't know what the subs are at the moment, but the Manchester United team news is going on the bottom. Alvin Ali doesn't like the 5-3-2. De Gea dropped. De Gea played midweek though, didn't he? I'm not going to tweet that out. I'm not that confident. But the team is going to come out at 7 o'clock, isn't it? Surely. But team going on the bottom then. Romero, a back five of Valencia, Bailly, Smalling, Rojo and Blind. A midfield of Herrera and Pogba, and probably Mata with Mkhitaryan and Zlatan up front. I'm not going to go against it. I love United. I want us to win, but I'm not overly feeling that team, if I'm totally honest, because it just doesn't inspire me. It is the right team as well. On the bench you've got De Gea, Jones, Carrick, Fellaini, Young, Lingard, Rashford. The bench doesn't overly inspire me either. I'm being a bit miserable, aren't I? We've got injuries. Deal with it. Bite it. Don't fight it. Yeah. We'll go with it. He's obviously. I mean, I'm not one for resting goalkeepers. I don't know. You don't rest goalkeepers, do you? To be honest, goalkeepers could play every game. They could play every single game. They don't need to be rested. But he obviously wants to give him a team news. Team news is out. I've got it out for you there. Let me just update the subs for you as well. So De Gea will be on the bench. So you got Romero in goal. And we've got Young on the bench as well. And Carrick's on the bench. And Lingard's on the bench. And Rashford is on the bench. Who else is on the bench? Lingard, Rashford, Fellaini, obviously. You can't go anywhere without Fellaini. I'm missing somebody off the bench, which I'll figure out for you in a minute. But Romero in goal, as we know. And Valencia, Smalling, Bailly, Rojo, Blind as a back five. Pogba, Herrera, Mata, Mkhitaryan, Ibrahimovic. Phil Jones. I forgot about Phil Jones, who somehow has been picked for England. Wonders will never cease. But I think Phil Jones has been atrocious since he's come back from injury. I don't care what people say, it's my opinion. So there you go. Give us your thoughts on that lineup. It should be more than enough to win it. The team news is going along the bottom for you there. In fact, perfectly along the bottom. Romero, Valencia, Bailly, Smalling, Rojo, Blind, Herrera, Pogba, Mata, Mkhitaryan, and then obviously Zlatan. I mean, the question. I said I was going to react positively to this team news, and I am. But you know what? Things start trickling into my head. Bad thoughts. Where is Luke Shaw? Where is Luke Shaw? What does Luke Shaw have to do to start for Manchester United? Beyond that, what does he have to do to get on the bloody bench? And the same goes for Fosu Mensah. I spoke about this last night. Why didn't we loan Fosu Mensah? You've got Pereira doing fantastically well on loan. Fosu Mensah, if he'd known at the start of this season he was basically going to be carrying the bibs around Old Trafford and not get any time even on the bench, he could have gone and played for Hull or Bournemouth and played every week and be a better player than he is now training with the first team. Training with the first team is nothing. Playing first team football is everything when you're a young player developing, and he has not played enough football, and it's a waste of a talent. Mourinho has wasted him this year. I was going to say that Mourinho's biggest fault this year, and everyone's got a fault, I was going to say that his biggest fault this year was his misuse of Carrick. But actually, I've got to say, I think it's the misuse of Fosu Mensah. I think it's criminal how he didn't loan him out when he obviously was never going to use him. I never expected Fosu Mensah to be involved today. I've just got that off my chest. But where's Luke Shaw? Where is Luke Shaw? Why is Luke Shaw not part of the team? I mean, Darmian's not even part of the 11. Are we resting him for Middlesbrough? The team just seems... I don't know. I've got no issue with that team. We'll win this game. Let's be positive. But I find the selections. I mean, I don't know what you lot think. I find the selections really confusing and flippant. You get Darmian playing 90 minutes on Monday, not involved today. Wasn't really involved before. You then get Bailly not involved for the last 2 games, but he'll play tonight. Will he be then dropped for Sunday when he's our best centre back? You've got no Luke Shaw, who apparently is going to stay and is our best left back, but doesn't play. And then the biggest one for me, the biggest concern for me really is, and it's not a concern because we will win, but what I don't really understand is, what do you lot think about this 5-3-2 formation? Because it came out of the blue a week ago in the away leg. We've never played it before. We're in March. We've never played this formation before. And then the last 3 games we've played it. So are we now a 5-3-2 team? And why are we a 5-3-2 team in March? Is it because of injuries? Because we have got injuries to Martial, but it's only Martial and Rooney. Does that really mean that an injury to one winger means that we have to go to a 5-3-2 to get width into the team? I'm confused by it, and I'm a little bit concerned about it, because why are we going to a brand new formation in March? Is that, as I was saying a few minutes ago, is that an admission of guilt by Mourinho that, well, actually what I've been doing before isn't right and I've had to change it? Because I wouldn't call it a criticism, because if it works, it's fine. But you very rarely get a manager changing their formation so late in the season. We saw it with Conte in September with Chelsea. It may have even been October, and it worked fantastically well. But this is March, and my concern is that I liked the 4-3-3. I did. I liked the 4-3-3. I liked a flat back 4 with Valencia bombing on anyway, because the 5-3-2 and people saying, oh, it's wing backs. Well, Valencia always bombed on anyway. And do you need 3 centre backs at home to Rostov? So Blind and Valencia are effectively going to be wingers, aren't they? Well, Blind's not really quick enough. Why are we not playing Luke Shaw? But I'm answering questions in my head here. But I liked the 4-3-3. I mean, the 4-3-3 didn't fail. We failed because we didn't finish the chances. I think we had a run of games at home where we created 150 chances and we only scored 5. So I think about Leicester when we had that Carrick, Herrera, Pogba midfield, and we had Mata, and it was really exciting to watch. I don't think we'll have that fluidity, and I think also this formation puts too much of a restriction on Pogba. But we'll see what happens. I think we'll have more than enough to do this. I'd have concerns about this formation. This formation against a decent side. I think it's too defensive. I mean, Tom P is saying Blind in centre midfield. Let's see. Could happen. Chelsea was a 5-3-2 though, wasn't it? I loved how Monaco played. Wish we could buy their players. Quality, says Tehran. What if Blend is in this Carrick role, says Dan Lee. I don't think he will. I don't think he will be. Marshville Rojon says always negative. I'm not being negative. I'm really not being negative. I'm talking about on a Manchester United channel that is for Manchester United fans to talk about their club. What do you want me to do? Sit here and go, we've changed our formation in March. Nah, it's fine. It's brilliant. It's great that we've done that. Of course we're going to discuss it. I'm throwing it to you. Are you happy with it? Do you think it's a little bit odd that we've done it so late in the season? Why do you think you've done it? Do you prefer the 4-3-3, which I do? I'm raising questions. It's not negativity. 5-3-2 is to protect Paul Pogba, says Juge Carr, which, not a bad point, but if you want to get the best out of Paul Pogba, you play the 4-3-3, you stick Michael Carrick as the defensive midfielder, and you give Pogba the freedom. We've not done that in weeks. We've not given Pogba freedom in a long time. We put him in a midfield too. But I think Pogba is a very poor defensive midfielder. But if you put him in a midfield 2, he's got to do that. If you put him in a midfield 3, like he did at Juventus, and he's got protection of people who are made to do that, and let him be more of an attacking midfielder, that's when you see the best of Pogba. We don't see the best of Pogba in this formation. Hopefully we do, but I don't know. Carl Ford says, sorry Mark, just started watching any 21 better offers tonight. I'll do that now. Okay. If you're not signed up with 21 bets, in the video description there is a link which I'll show you where it is. Well, go to the video description, click the first link, it takes you to this page. As a new sign up, you can get 8-1 on Manchester United winning tonight and there being over 2.5 goals in the game. So 2-1 United is 2.5 goals in the game because there's 3 goals. And if they win, 8-1. That's the sign-up offer. Go sign up now, and you'll go in the draw also to win a free signed Wayne Rooney shirt. Sign yourself up. Come back when you've signed up to this page, watching me. Go back to the video description, and then go to the second link where you can get your offers on that page, whether it's your sign-up offer or whether you are already signed up. You can get Zlatan Ibrahimovic to score at any time tonight at virtually evens, which is tenner on, you win a tenner back. Fiver on, you win a fiver back. You won't find better odds than that for Zlatan to score at any time tonight. Virtually evens, and I'm pretty. That's my bet. I think he will score. So if you have already signed up to 21Bet, it's the second link in the video description. If you haven't signed up yet, do the first one first. Sign up, get yourself signed up. You'll go in the draw for the Wayne Rooney shirt as well, and then come back and go to the second one where you get where your offer is, or if you want the Zlatan as well. Simples. There you go, Carl Ford. Thanks for asking. You reminded me about it. Michael Nudo says not much pace in that team. With no Rashford and no Martial, no, you're right. There is no pace in the team. But we need to start good. Salim Hussein, I'd agree. Would you have played any youth players tonight, says James Arnold? I would have put Fosu Mensah on the bench simply to give him a little bit of game time. But we've clearly given up on youth. We've clearly given up on youth this season. But I'm not being negative there. I wanted Mourinho to be our manager because I think Manchester United need to win the league in the next 2 years. Otherwise, we're going to become Arsenal and Liverpool, and it's going to become double figures before we win a league. But the downside of it was that he's got no history with youth players, and we do. So it was how that, it was always going to be an unhappy marriage in that sense. I think it will get better, but what I don't think Mourinho likes is throwing raw youth in. I think he likes throwing Rashford in because Rashford's not his risk. It was Van Hel's last year, and he knows he's good. I think Fosu Mensah, I think he still sees him as too much of a raw youth player to throw in. So he should have put him on loan. I don't know why he didn't do that. What's going on with Luke Shaw is a big thing. I've got no idea. Well, we've got enough to win this. I mean, let's just very quickly say, I have got no fear about FC Rostov. I have no fear of Bournemouth when they come to Old Trafford either, and we haven't managed to beat those. So that is the downer. But I think there will be goals tonight. I don't think there was goals in the away leg. If there's goals in the away leg, there's definitely going to be goals at Old Trafford. So I'm confident that we'll win the game. It'd be bloody disastrous if we don't, and we'd only have ourselves to blame. But what was I going to say? Mark, do you want Mourinho for the next 5 years? Says Sushan Belly. You know what? I want Jose Mourinho now. I've wanted Jose Mourinho for a long time. Do I want him here in 5 years' time? 5 years' time. 5 years is a long time. I think in 3 years, if he's won us the league and made us competitive in the Champions League, then I'd be very, very happy with that. I do have concerns about the youth, but I'm a bit old school like that, like some of you are. I want to see youth players playing for Manchester United. And the other side of the coin with that is that people say, well, we haven't had any good players for 25 years. But Pereira is a youth player at Manchester United. He's come through the youth. He's ready. Fosu Mensah is a youth player who's come through the youth. He is ready. And Marcus Rashford is a youth player and he's ready. Rashford's playing a lot at the moment. Twansibi could be ready. So I just want us to see. I want to see him using some of the youth. I don't want to see him being a checkbook manager again this summer. I said last night on the transfer show that Pereira is going to be like a new signing, and Mourinho needs to embrace him more than anybody, because it's all right the same as his fans are going to embrace him like a new signing. He's ready. He's ripping it up in La Liga in a very poor side. He's ready to play for Manchester United, and he must be given that opportunity next season. If that is not given, and Fosu Mensah is not given, then my patience with Mourinho will start to fray. I back him. I do back him. I knew this would be a problem about his youth. And for those joining, we're not talking immediately now. Somebody just asked me if I would want Mourinho to be here for 5 years. And it very much depends on what he does with Fosu Mensah and Pereira, because if he allows them to go and never gives them an opportunity, then he is what many people have predicted he would be at Manchester United, and that is a manager who's not going to stick to what our club is all about, and that is promoting youth players who are good enough. I'm hoping he's going to prove me wrong on all that one. Luke Shaw was training with Rooney and Martial away from the rest, says Frederick Baldwin. Maybe he is injured then. I want Jose to appear at United for the long term, says Shaka Phillips. And why so many fans want youth players, yet every day you ask for new transfers, says Fire Squad World. Well, there's 20 odd players in a squad, pal. You can have both. Manchester United's squad at the moment is not good enough. It does need a mixture of signings in the summer, but we have got youth players that could be used as well. So you're always going to need that mix. Some clubs exclusively do it off transfers. If you look at Manchester City, they do not promote youth. Now, I think Pep, in fairness, is trying to do that. And Manchester City have got a very good youth setup and a very good youth team. They do very well in the youth setup. But when are they going to start playing some of that youth? They don't do it. Manchester United have always been the best club for it. Arsenal sort of dabble with it if they're French. Spurs have been quite good at it recently. Liverpool are trying to do it again. But most clubs don't really do it. They don't bring youth through. So we are in that lucky situation that it is part of our club. But Mourinho needs to embrace it. But having said that, he doesn't need to embrace it just for the hell of it, because you could have what we had maybe 10 years ago, where the best players from our youth were the people like Kieran Richardson, who was never good enough. I mean, it's an argument in itself, who's better, Richardson or Lingard, because literally they're not really good enough to be in the first team. So, but the situation United have at the moment is Rashford is a first team player and Pereira and Fosu Mensah are first team players elect. They are good enough. They are both good enough. So they need to be given that chance. They do need to be given that chance. Everyone is kicking off over the team news. Just don't see why that's our strongest team that's available, says Mark Phil. I'm obviously live at the moment, so I don't know what's going on and whether people are happy with the team news or not. Ajax unbelievable use of youth, says Timo J. Yep. This should be a comfortable win, says Darragh 1 E&E. I think it does. Don't kid yourself, this squad is not good enough with the current tactics to win the Premier League, says Perkles. I've never said they are. They're not good enough to win the Premier League at all. That's why we're not going to win the Premier League. But with a few signings in the summer, I think we will be. And Mourinho is the best manager in the world. Whether he fits in with what you want as a Manchester United manager or not, or whatever club you support, he is the right manager for Manchester United, and he is the best manager. Piggy Panda likes Juventus. What players should we buy in the summer? I did a video last night that was an hour long, and we covered about 20 players. So after tonight, go and watch it. I'm not going to do that again. Kunal says maybe he's playing Blind as a deep-lying centre defensive midfielder. Chad Sproul says, what's your thoughts on United and Chelsea joining youth clubs? I've never even heard of that. Doesn't even make sense. Mark, where is Blind playing? Says Melik. I think it'll be a back five, which is basically a back three. I would have played 4-3-3 tonight. I would have played Valencia, Smalling and Bailly, Blind, because I knew he wasn't going to play Shaw. I would have put Carrick, Herrera and Pogba, and I would have had Mata on the right, Mkhitaryan on the left and Zlatan up front. Can you get that sort of a formation from that team? You can get that team virtually just by playing Blind in the Carrick role, but I don't think we'll see that. I think what we will actually see is Bailly, Smalling, Rojo back three with Blind and Valencia as wing backs, Herrera and Pogba in the middle, and then Mkhitaryan and Zlatan and Mata in behind them. But why would I hope I'm wrong with that, because I don't even see why we need. Well, one, you don't need a back five at home against Rostov. Two, even if they're wing backs, you don't need a back three of centre backs against Rostov. So I don't know. I find it's going to be very interesting. It's always interesting watching Manchester United. Mark J. Sheehan says it's a reckless lineup. It's an interesting lineup. My only concern with it is that I don't understand why we're changing a formation in March. It's an admission of failure to do that. There was nothing wrong with the 4-3-3, and we've got the players to play it. The only problem with it was clinical finishing. You don't change a formation to sort out clinical finishing. You get them in front of the nets and you do shooting practice. So I actually liked some of the games we've played this season. I've liked the football we've played, and that was our signature. That was our formation, the 4-3-3. I don't like this, but maybe we're looking long term. Maybe we're like, maybe he wants to get two up front. Maybe he wants two up front. Maybe he wants Griezmann and Zlatan up front next year. I'll throw that out there. We'll see. Dan Butterworth saying that Rostov are a counter-attacking team. It's stronger and less risky. And happy early Patrick's Day from Ireland, Mark, says Daniel Sheehan. Yep, Patrick's Day tomorrow in Ireland. I wish I was there. Lived there for 3 years. Big day tomorrow. They get the day off as well. The arseholes. I wish I was there. That's why I'm calling you arseholes. They'll be all on the sauce tonight as well. Chelsea also play with 3 centre backs. Yeah, but Chelsea are a 3-4-3. We're not a 3-4-3. If we're playing with a back 3, it's a 3. It's a 3. It's more like a 3-5-2. That's what he's going for, because Mkhitaryan's basically playing it with Zlatan. I'd hate to see us just copying Chelsea anyway. I mean, Mourinho's better than that. You don't go copying somebody who's basically mugged you off as well. So, David Brack brings us on to the next point that I wanted to talk about, Pogba. What are your thoughts on Pogba, everybody? Realistically, what are your thoughts on Pogba? Are you happy with what he's doing at the moment? Do you think he should be doing more? Do you think it's his responsibility to be doing more? Mourinho obviously stands by him, as he should do as a manager. But then people say, well, why is he sticking by Pogba so publicly? Yeah, he's quite happy to publicly have a go at Luke Shaw, Chris Smalling, Mkhitaryan, Martial over the season. Double standards. Pogba, not been good enough this season. I think we would all agree with that. He hasn't been good enough this season. But I back Pogba, and I don't really want to have a debate about whether Pogba's good or bad, because I like Paul Pogba. I think he's one of the best midfielders in the world who's just going through a bad bit of form at the moment. But the thing about Pogba, I would say, and I think this is a valid point, is what about De Bruyne at Man City? Fantastic player last season, Premier League proven, and he's been abysmal for the last few months. So where's the bad press about that? I think the bad press about Pogba is because he's the world's most expensive player, which was caused by the club. It's not his fault. So yeah, I think he'll come good, but I don't think this formation today helps him unless we are going to play blind behind him and let him play in a freer role. It's going to be really interesting because Pogba in a midfield 2, he's not that player. He's not that player, is he? He's not. He's not a defensive midfielder. He's too gangly for a start. He needs to play in a midfield 3, and he needs to be the attacking midfielder. So when we had Carrick, Herrera and Pogba, it worked really, really well, because you've got Carrick who's going to sit, and you've got Herrera who's the box-to-box, and then you've got Pogba who's the box-to-box, but he's more of the attacking box-to-box. And that's where it suits Pogba. When you put Pogba in a midfield 2, he's basically got to share one side of the pitch with Herrera like tonight. And he's got to do the defensive work as well. And it doesn't work. I mean, I think about Pogba's best games, and when we were really waxing lyrical about Pogba, and he's had a handful of games like this where the one thing I really liked about him was he'd get the ball and he'd take on the player in front of him, which you really rarely see. I mean, I remember Gascoigne doing it 2 decades ago. A centre midfield player who takes on his midfield player. Now, when that works, it kills the opposition because they don't expect it. It doesn't happen that much. But when he goes past his player, somebody's got to come from their position to deal with him, which frees up space for other people. We've not seen that in the last few weeks. I don't know why he stopped doing it, because Pogba's fantastic at that. And maybe it's because he's got to be too defensively disciplined. I think if Mourinho's trying to protect Pogba and he wants the best out of Pogba, he's got to play a formation that brings the best out of Pogba. And Pogba in a midfield 2 doesn't bring the best out of Paul Pogba. Now, hopefully he'll still have a good game tonight, but Pogba needs somebody to protect him. And a back three doesn't protect him. It's somebody in that midfield area to just sit in the centre circle and let him do his business. So that's my concern with Pogba at the moment. I think he has had a couple of bad games. The Liverpool game, he played in a midfield three and he held onto the ball too much. He had Carrick and Herrera with him. He held onto the ball too much. He was too predictable and he got swamped. He's had a couple of games similar to that. He's hit the post a couple of times. He's created a lot of chances which people have missed. So he's had a lot of things going against him. But my thing about Pogba is there's no choice other than to stick with him, because who do you play instead of Pogba? You can mention Schweinsteiger. He's gone in the summer. Mourinho's never wanted to play Schweinsteiger. His natural replacement, in his own words, is Fellaini. So would you drop Pogba for Fellaini? Because I'd give up if that happens. But so, you know, I think Pogba will be fine, and I think persisting with him is the way. But it doesn't mean there'll be a happy ending, but I predict there will be. Duke Dolman's contributed a couple of dollars through the Super Chat. I've forgotten all about that. You can contribute to the United Stand now. We are live a lot of the time, which means the Super Chat comes into play if it is in your country. It's the dollar sign at the bottom. You can contribute what you like. But if you do contribute, make sure you leave a question like Duke has. And obviously, if you want to contribute and help the United Stand, that is really appreciated. A lot of people do it on Twitch with the gaming thing now. And it helps the channel. It helps us get these partnership things with like 21Bet, which we have, and the free signed Wayne Rooney shirt. But Duke says, Jose testing his new formation again. Mata rocks. I am glad to see Mata playing tonight. I love Mata. I like Mkhitaryan, Pogba, Herrera, Zlatan. You know what? There's a lot of fluidity and creativity in that attacking team. It's just going to be very interesting as to how it's going to work. I would predict it will be a back three centre backs with Blind and Valencia bombing on. But of course, the really interesting thing is, if Luke Shaw isn't injured, why would you not have him on the bench? Because the wing backs are going to be very important in this game. And if it's not working for Blind because he's not quick enough, surely you would at least have Darmian there if Shaw's not fit. I would have had Fosu Menzies to do the Valencia job as well, because Valencia's playing too much football. Lots of people backing Pogba, which is good to see. Tyrone says there's too much favouritism from Jose. Pogba has been poor this season, but he hasn't had top midfielders amongst him. Mark, I'd like to see him at centre attacking midfield, says Melik. Yeah, me too. It is a 8:05 kickoff, so we're still 40 minutes from kickoff. Todd Parker, he missed your comment. No, I didn't. I never miss a super chat comment, so don't worry. Who do you think will replace De Gea if he leaves? Says Fade. I've done a video on that. So what I would say is, if you're new to the United Stand, go and have a look at some of our video lists, because we covered 20 possible signings last night on over an hour. So give that a watch. And last Saturday we did the top 5 replacements for De Gea. So yeah, that would be good. We are going to get a guest on, don't worry. And make sure you've dropped a like on the video. Likes are really low tonight, really low. We got 1,000 before kickoff of the Chelsea game, so please do like the video. We can't do it without you. My prediction, Ewan Gordon, is 2-1 to Manchester United. I think there will be 3 goals in the game. Could be 3-0 as well, but I think it'll be 2-1. Riedman would like to see Blind at centre defensive midfield, which I think a lot of you would. And Thomas Jerome Newton says, I think Pogba thinks he's better than he really is. He goes missing in all big games. I mean, for those who are Pogba critics and are not happy with the haircuts and the dabbing, he did actually say, tweeted ESPN the other day and said that thanks for the happy birthday. I'm going to keep dabbing, haircutting, and kicking a ball for fun. You know, he is what he is. Pogba is a weird character. You know, he's a fun-loving character, isn't he? Pogba's best games at Juventus had Pirlo in the back, says Richie CR. He's contributed through the super chat. Thank you very much. Scott Baker's just joined the United Stand. Thanks for subscribing, pal. Really appreciate that. If you are new, make sure you do subscribe. We've got our live subscribe account in the bottom right-hand corner on the screen. And to the right of that is the hologram where you can click and subscribe. And I would urge all subscribers to make sure you click that bell next to the subscribe button, which is underneath your screen if you're on mobile or not, because then you'll get notified every time that we go live. Chris Newson says we should go and buy Thiago from Bayern Munich. Very hard to do. I'd still take Renato Sanchez, who's not really being picked. We need a left back, says Moadar. I'd agree with that. Is Bay playing, says the Manchester United fan. Team news is along the bottom for you. Perfectly timed, as you can see. That's the subs bench. It's not the starting lineup. Romero in goal. Valencia, Smalling, Bay, Rojo, Blind. I think it will be a back five with wing backs. Herrera, Pogba, Mata, Mkhitaryan, Zlatan. That's not for definite. We might be playing the 4-3-3, but with Blind as a midfielder, that'd be interesting to see. But I'd much rather see that than the back five. I don't like the back five that much. I don't hate it, but I prefer a 4-3-3. Bring Schneidlin back, says Ola. Mark, do you think this is attacking or defensive lineup? I get there is 3 centre backs, but the rest of the team is very attacking. That's from Chad. It is an attacking lineup. We've got to attack, but also on the other hand, have you ever considered that it might be quite a defensive lineup because 0-0 we're through? CJ LR says, what are your thoughts on Antonio Valencia? I think he's absolutely fantastic this season. I think he's proven me wrong, and I'll always admit when I'm wrong. I have said for a long time, up until this season, that he's a great player, but he's not a right back. Mourinho's turned him into a right back, which is fantastic. What's the score prediction? 1 minute. Singing in my classes. I can smell like burns now.
I was ironing a minute ago.
I got in trouble there. I could smell a bit of burning, so I had to go and sort it out. Open the door, whack the fridge on the other half. Oh dear. We will win 4-0, says Muller91. Formation is a 3-4-2-1, says Fears and Mitchie. I love the predictions that you come out with. Nobody knows. Team anyone, says Lynn Hull. Lynn, you've been here long enough. Underneath me, there's writing going along the screen that says Manchester United team news on it. And next to that, it's got players on it. That's your starting lineup. Romero, Valencia, Bay, Smalling, Rojo, Blind, Herrera, Pogba, Mata, Mkhitaryan, Zlatan. We'll win. Muller91 says Bakayoko. Dazza7 says audio is low. Turn up your audio. I can't do much about it because of the setup. I'm quite far away from a mic. That's the problem. Shaw will be on the bench next game versus Middlesbrough as he'll start against West Brom, says Mud. Valencia is my best player of the season so far, says Ryan Hill. Mark, what do you think of Sada? Don't know. Ready Goldie, says Mad Marcus. Okay, let's get him on because that will give me a little bit of freedom. What player is better than Pogba at centre midfield? Depends what part of the midfield you're talking about, really. If you are on about a defensive midfielder, which is what he might be today, then obviously Kante is better. But we did a video a couple of weeks ago. I think Herrera is more important to United at the moment than Pogba is because of the consistency of the performance. But Pogba has the potential to be the best. Marcus, can you hear me?
Right, Mike. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. Pretty busy, but for you, I'm free.
You're not busy. You're just busy putting bets on Cheltenham. Are you up today or down today?
I was up today, mate. 4 out of 5 races. Fantastic result.
What about yesterday?
4 from 4, I think it was yesterday.
So what you up over the week?
Well, I think I'm just over £130 now for today.
Big one tomorrow, the Gold Cup.
Yeah.
What's your tip? Come on, you've got 1,500 people watching. I don't bet on the horses, but I always bet on the Gold Cup. What's your early tip?
Q card, mate, for me, all the way.
Is he favourite?
I think he's second favourite for the race. He is the only horse to get close to Thistlecrack this season, and Thistlecrack apparently is the number 1 chaser in the country, and he's been ruled out. So Q card for me.
What odds is that?
I've got 5-1 tonight.
Okay, there you go. If you fancy a little tip on the Gold Cup, get on that. However, if you fancy a little tip on the football, I've now mentioned it, but I know there's a lot of you who probably joined it a little bit late. We've got, obviously, we do things with 21Bet now. The link in the video description, the first link in the video description will take you to this page for new sign-ups. If you're an existing sign-up already, wait a minute. If you're a new sign-up, click sign up now click the first link in the video description. Takes you to this page. You can get Manchester United to win 8-1. There's got to be over 2.5 goals in the game, and it's a £5 bet. There will be over 2.5 goals in this game, so you're getting Manchester United at a huge 8-1. You won't get that anywhere else. Click the sign up now. Get yourself signed up. When you've done that, come back to this stream anyway, and then go to the second link in the video description where you can get your 8-1 if you're a new sign up, or you can get Zlatan, which is my tip of the day for the existing people. Zlatan to score at any time, virtually double your money. It's 4-5, so a tenner virtually wins you a tenner back, which you won't get anywhere else. That is the second link in the description if you've already signed up to 21Bet. And if you haven't signed up to 21Bet and you are a new person, you also will go into the draw for a signed Wayne Rooney shirt, which is framed from the season that he did the overhead kick against Manchester City. Boom, that's that bit done. How was the Roma game, says Manchester United Blind Kid. Don't talk to me about it. Don't talk to me about it. They were meant to play at 6 o'clock. They played at 8 o'clock last week. We played at 6 o'clock last week, so they should swap over. No. Roma bloody are playing at 8 o'clock with us. I was thinking we'll go live a little bit early, do all the team news, and have that up as well, so we can keep an eye on Manolas again. And now Manolas watch has gone down the bloody drain because I've got, well, obviously I'm going to watch United, but I can't watch 2 and do a live stream. So 8 o'clock. Zach Moo, you're just saying, answer me, Mark. It isn't working. You need to give me a little bit more than that, mate. I don't know what you're on about. Stop promising outcomes, Mark. It's disgraceful and ruins this channel's credibility, says Jeff on. No, sorry, we'll carry on doing it, pal. We've been doing it for quite a while now, and we will carry on doing it. A lot of football fans like betting. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it, but we will carry on doing it because I like to do it and a lot of people like to do it. It's all a bit of fun. Gamble responsibly. Make sure you're over 18. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Simple as. Or if you like Jeff on, you could maybe draw a bit of paper and put £5 on it and pretend you've put a £5 bet on it, and then when you win some money, you could cut some more out and then do it next week. So you're never actually losing money. You could just pretend to do it. That's good. And then we can all play together. There we go, Jeff on.
That's a good way, isn't it? Play with Monopoly money.
Play with Monopoly money. Yeah. However you do it, it's all just a bit of fun. Over 2.5 goals in the game basically means 3 goals. If there's only 2 goals in the game, 1-1 doesn't count. 2-1, 3-0, whatever. Over 2.5 goals means 3 goals basically. What's your question, Marcus?
Danny Milner in the comments wants to know if he can come on at half time to share his views.
Probably not, because we've got Ross on.
Oh, right, okay. Right, there's your answer, Danny. Sorry.
I've told people about this. United Stand is all for everybody, but you've got to start. You can't just come on a watch-along. The watch-along is the creme de la month. You've got to do it through Skype Goldbridge. Get yourself on Skype Goldbridge, and if you do well, we'll get you on like we did with Sander, and we have done with other people as well. Wonder who's going to get sent off tonight, says Dan Butterworth. We're all right. We've just got incompetent European refs, but not referees who've got agendas because they don't work for the FA, so we'll be all right. Darth Vader, very good point. He says Herrera will be a rotational player once we get a proper partner for Pogba. Love Herrera, but I do agree with that comment. Navneet says Herrera's good, but he gets too many cards. What was your thoughts on that, Marcus, actually? Obviously, we had the person on Twitter who was quite damning of my match reaction. But basically saying Herrera got what he deserved. And a lot of people did say that. I mean, I personally... funnily enough, a lot of people ask me about this because my dad's a Chelsea fan, and they said, have you spoken to your dad about the game? I've been so busy this week, I haven't, but I spoke to him this afternoon, so hot off the press. His words were, very happy to win it. I think they're going to do the double. Well, they are going to win the Premier League, and he says he does fancy us to win the double. But he said the game was ruined as a spectacle because the referee gave 2 silly yellow cards. He said he thought the first one was definitely a yellow card where he barged in, which I did as well. Herrera knew exactly what he was doing. He held his ground and put his shoulder up. But the second one was just ridiculously soft and it ruined the game. But where do you stand on that, Marcus? Do you think Herrera is too rash at times?
No, I don't think so. I think it's mainly a case, if you look back throughout the season, even under Van Gaal's second season in charge, it was, to me, a lot of his cards are wrong place, wrong time for me. He's trying to tackle, but he knows when to pull out. And I think a lot of the yellow cards that he's picking up, I mean, the second one especially against Chelsea, I mean, to me, that's not a yellow card. not with the amount of tackles that went flying in after that in the second half, and got away with the yellow. So to me, it was just a case of wrong place, wrong time for him most of the time. But the second yellow was absolutely dreadful, and it just wasn't a yellow. To me, it wasn't even really a free kick. I mean, Hazard turned with the ball and sort of like made himself clip his knee or the ankle.
Yeah, well, I've had my say on that.
So I see Blindy could be playing as the CDM, Mark. What do you think about that?
I don't think it will happen. I think so many. This is like the running myth that people think, oh, Daley Blind should be playing CDM. He's the answer to our CDM problems. I don't personally think he is. I think he's too left-footed, but I'd like to see him playing there because it would mean we're playing a 4-3-3. I think we'll be playing a 3-5-2. I think it will be with wing backs, and I think Blind will be on the left. But I'd like to see us playing with three midfielders because I think if he wants to get the best out of Pogba, he can't play him in a midfield too. He's got to free him of defensive responsibilities. Sada Usman that's what somebody said before. Who is Sada? Zach MU has got a problem with 21bet. His account is closed as soon as I sign up, Mark. I can't do anything about that at the moment. I think everybody else has signed up okay. Drop them an email. I'm not their customer service, but I'm sure they'll sort you out. And they'll probably give you a free bet as well. But I can't do anything about it while I'm live, pal, and I don't control that side of things. Hazard's a cheat, Mark, says James Henry. I agree. Sada Usman plays for Rostov. He didn't play last week. He's the Iranian Messi. He's got a really good goal record for them. He's fast, he's strong, he's quite tall. They also relate him to Zlatan, but he's about 5 foot smaller than Zlatan. He's a decent striker, and they didn't have him last week. They haven't got their captain this week, but they have got this lad playing up front tonight, and he is their best player. So let's see what happens with that. Lots of people going on about the formation again. Are you confident, Marcus? Have you got any concerns about United? I suppose I've always said that we can win this game and we will win this game, but I've got to be honest with myself and say, how many times have we said we're at home, we'll win this, and we haven't won games? So anything is possible, and I think it's totally right to probably not totally trust this side at the moment because they've got a habit of not winning games at home. But then again tonight, as long as we don't let the opposition score two. We'll go through anyway because we've got the away goal, but I think we'll win tonight. I think European football's a little bit different to Premier League, and I think we will have the tools to do it, and I think there'll be a different atmosphere in Old Trafford for European nights. There normally is.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think we'll win the game, but for me the only problem is, a worry. Why is Mourinho seems to set the players out to be very defensive? Again, there's 5 defenders in there. I mean, we had 5 defenders at Chelsea. Is he trying to copy the Chelsea formation? Is he trying to? You must be wary about Rostov in some aspect of the game because there is no need to play 5 defenders here at Old Trafford. I'm quite confident we'll win the game, but I'm not understanding the 5 at all. Not at all.
Well, I mean, I was on about that. I don't know what you think. I mean, I just think that. Personally, I liked the 4-3-3. I never had a problem with it. I thought we played some fantastic football. The best football, I would argue with anybody, probably the best football we've seen at United, even beyond Sir Alex Ferguson's championship winning side, because that wasn't a great footballing side. It was a hard-working, hard team to beat with a striker who was just on a different planet with Van Persie. The football was grinding football. This season, I think we've seen the best football we've seen in probably about 4 or 5 years at United. And it's a shame that he's changed that formation because the issue with that team was clinical finishing. We weren't finishing the chances. It was nothing to do with the way the team was playing and the creativity of that team. So I do find it a little bit weird, I don't know about you, that in March we're changing a formation. It's an admission of failure, I think.
Well, yeah, I mean, there is that. I mean, but there's also, you could be thinking, right, coming to the end of the season now, he's got to give, obviously, more players a rest, and we're without Zlatan as well. That would worry me for Sunday as well. This is going to be 5 at the back for this game and the Chelsea game. Will he go that way again on Sunday against Middlesbrough? And if it works against Middlesbrough, he may well keep it until the end of the season, depending how these games, tonight's game pans out. But it is a bit of a worry for me just playing the five at the back because it's almost a sign of negativity in the team.
Lewis Smith's just come out with a really good comment. I don't know whether it's true or not, so we are taking it as gospel. He said that Mourinho has come out and said that if he was manager, he never would have sold Chicharito, Welbeck, or Di Maria. I think, I've never been Van Gaal's biggest fan. People will know that, but I think the Di Maria situation is a bit cheap by Mourinho to say that because Di Maria was a snake. He forced his way out of Manchester United. So to say I would never have got rid of him, well, sorry, Jose. I think most Manchester United fans wanted him to go because the way he treated the club was just horrible. Welbeck, I liked Welbeck. There was a lot of us not happy when Welbeck was sold. He's got his limitations. He's not as good as Rashford, but he's all heart, Welbeck. And being a local young youth player, of course I'd like us to have kept him. And Chicharito, again, I liked him, limited in some ways, but absolutely brilliant off the bench. I don't know what your thoughts on that are, Marcus.
Joel, I liked Welbeck when he used to come in from the left-hand side. He had that pace about him and a little bit of trickery and strength to get to the byline and get a ball in there. So I wasn't too pleased about when he went, but it was Van Gaal, wasn't it? He wanted him to go. Didn't see him getting much game time there. Di Maria, his first 7-8 games at the club, I thought he did really well, adapting to the English game, and then all of a sudden just fell out with Van Gaal. And I think we all know United wasn't his first choice; it was Paris Saint-Germain, wasn't it?
He got there in the end.
So I mean, So to me, that signing was more of a statement. I think just to show that United could go out and buy whoever they wanted. And I think to bring it to Pogba, I think that was a similar situation for Pogba as well. You pay over the odds for a player, and it's a signal of intent that without Champions League football, we can still buy who we want. So, I mean, the swings and roundabouts to it.
There's another fantastic comment in there from C_, which I'm going to mention in a minute. I must also say is that we have to do this little bit. It helps the channel and it helps everybody on the live comments as well, because the bigger we get, the bigger your voice gets. But if you are new to the United Stand tonight, I know we get a lot of new viewers on the watch along. Make sure you click that subscribe button. We're going for 73,000 tonight. I think we can do it. We're on 72,560 at the moment. So please do subscribe, whether you're a United fan, hopefully, or if not, if you just like talking football, get involved with us. We're live pretty much every night at 8:30. We'll be live tomorrow night with the preview of the Middlesbrough game. We're live on Saturday night at 8:30 with the Tactics FIFA preview, which I know a lot of you like. And obviously we'll be live at 11 o'clock on Sunday for another watch along with the Middlesbrough game. Sunday night live 8:30. Monday night 8:30 Skype Goldbridge. And it goes on. So we're not just a watch-along channel, we are a live content channel. We've always got the live comments up, which is moving alongside of me there with you lot involved. So if you have found us tonight, make sure you click and subscribe. And make sure you log into YouTube and get commenting on the live comments, because the community that we have on the United Stand, everybody says it how it is. It's very rarely abusive. It's just real football passion for Manchester United. So I think you found something absolutely fantastic that you're going to love being part of, and you're very, very welcome. Just keep spreading the word. Let more Manchester United fans know about us. I'm going to do another big thing in a minute, which I love to do. But yeah, please do get involved and also drop a like on the video. C_ has just said, before I do the bit I like, Hargreaves, good Pogba analysis about how he takes too many touches and gets caught often in possession. This is Owen Hargreaves, I presume, on BT Sports. This is probably a month after we had this discussion on the United Stand. So he's probably finally been fed this down the line. Pundits, the vast majority of pundits, we had Stan Collymore on about 2 months ago, and we sort of suspected this was true, but the vast majority of pundits have got bits of paper in front of them that their runners have done. Some of them are good, but a lot of the time they're given information. This is nothing new about Pogba. We spoke about it a month ago. It's a very, very valid point, probably a little bit too late. We mentioned it. How long ago was it we played Liverpool, Marcus? That was middle of January?
Yes, yeah, January time. So
post-match reaction of the Liverpool game, we were saying that Pogba's problem is he holds onto the ball too much, and he was too predictable in that Liverpool game. Every time he got the ball in that Liverpool game, he held onto the ball. So if you're a defender, a midfielder, you know if you get at him, 2 or 3 of you, you'll get the ball off him. What Pogba needed to do, and he has been doing it a little bit more now, so Hargreaves is actually wrong, because he's not doing that anymore, he doesn't need to hold on to the ball all the time. Sometimes he's got to get the ball and pass it, and he has been doing that. So that's old news from Hargreaves. It's about 2 months too late. The problem Pogba's got at the moment is what I said half an hour ago. He's lost that ability to run at players. When he runs at players in the midfield, nobody in world football does that really. And it creates so much space when you take your midfielder on, you go past them, and then suddenly the team unit is gone. Somebody's got to come to Pogba that feeds space. We've lost that ability because Pogba's been put into a more defensive position. He's not got the freedom. That's Pogba's problem at the moment. He is basically just a Wanyama sort of player, which is not his role. And a Wanyama player is never going to get you on the edge of your seat and go, oh, he's brilliant, which will then make you think, why did we spend £90 million on him? I don't think he's doing too bad at the moment, Marcus. I just think he's just playing a role that doesn't let him play as Paul Pogba.
No, see, to me, I think he's been very average. I know the price tag is not his fault, and it's not his fault that we had to pay over the odds, and Juventus up the money and everything like that. But for me, for a player with such a reputation, and for what he did in Italy, I just think there is a lot more the fans can expect from him. It shouldn't really. He's been in the Premier League. Well, he was there under Ferguson. He knows how the league works. So, for me, with past experience, albeit he didn't play much or whatever it was, and the falling out with Ferguson and the agent, I just think he knew what he was coming into, and he had a lot of time off in the summer, didn't he, to recuperate, to get his fitness up and everything like that. And I just think as fans, we can expect more with a reputation like he's got.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to come out with a comment now, and this will probably go viral in the United Stand community we're watching now. I'm joking. The timer is running because I'm just testing something. The game hasn't started, don't worry. The timer is underneath the score in the top right-hand corner. It will start when the game really does start. I'm just running a test on something at the moment, so don't worry about that. This comment I'm about to come out with now, I've not heard anybody say it. It's come from me. It's a very good comment. You might disagree, you might agree. Paul Pogba's best game in a Manchester United shirt was against Stoke under Sir Alex Ferguson. It was the best performance he's done in a Manchester United shirt. He has yet to reach the levels of what he did in a game before we sold him to Juventus. He was fantastic in that game. He ran the midfield, his passing, his running, his shooting. He was fantastic. I don't know how many of you actually saw it because it was a number of years ago, but he was fantastic in that game. We've had glimpses. I don't think he's had as bad a season as people think. We've had glimpses, but we've not had that complete performance. And that is quite an interesting statement. I've been meaning to say it for quite a while. He was absolutely fantastic in that game. We've not seen him replicate that yet. I don't know why. We will. I believe in him. As Darth Vader said, Pogba is not a god. I would go with that. But it's 3 at the back, says Terry Dean. And that's been confirmed by Jose. I'm right again. I am right again. I told you we wouldn't be playing Blind as a centre defensive midfielder. But I'm just going to do this actually. I love doing this bit. Everybody on the live comments, obviously, drop a like on the video. But what I want you to do now is tell me where you're watching from. And if you can, type a little bit longer. Tell me what time it is as well, because I think I love to see it. People who are watching the stream like to see it on the live comments. And Anthony Abderab has just said, good point, Mark. It is a great point. I'd love to expand on it more, and maybe we will do that on one of the chat shows over the next few days. Yeah,
that would be a good show actually if you did that.
Yeah, it's something I thought about the other day. His best game definitely was that one game against Stoke. I think it was actually his full debut, and he was fantastic. He had a lot of good players around him. Granted, I mean that's a very good. I'm surprised nobody on the live comments has said it. He had a very good team around him then when he made his debut. A better team than he has now. Next season, I will believe we'll be at the top. Denmark, and it's 10-9, says Nicholas Anderson. Sweden, same time. Kent, it's 7:52. Funnily enough, it's here. Same in Birmingham. Birmingham, 7:52. 1:22 a.m. in India, 7 a.m. in Australia. Let me slow this down so I can read them. I love it. This is one of my favourite parts of the live watch-along.
It's interesting, isn't it? It is very interesting.
Because you know what? If you did this on a Man City fan channel, you'd probably have the same amount of people watching now, minus 1,800, and you'd have 1 or 2 comments going Stockport, and that's it. That's on a City channel. Right, so we've got India, Navneet, 1:22. Ireland, it's the same time. Estonia, it's 10 to 10. Moadar says terrible point, Mark. It's a very good point. I don't know which one you're on about, but most of mine are brilliant points. In Kenya, it's 10:52. In Malaysia, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. In Bangladesh, it's 2 a.m. In Vancouver, it's 12:52, says Antonio. I don't know whether that's morning. I'd imagine that's lunchtime. It's 1:30 a.m. with Rohit in India, and it is 9:53 in Helsinki. I'd love to go to Helsinki. Tell you what, the only problem with this when I do this is that I want to go to where you all live. So get loads of your friends to like the United Stand, and then you can arrange for us to come over and have like a chat or something like that. All expenses paid. So Sweden would be nice, 8:53. And Tyrone Williams has just took the words out of my mouth. He says it's amazing how many United fans there are all over the world, and that's what I love about the United Stand. I love doing that little bit because it really does put weight to the fact that Manchester United are a global club, and there is so much passion for the club and so much dedication to the club. People go, and I think our away support is the envy of the Premier League, and people who go to the games are fantastic, and you can't beat watching live football. However, there should be no arrogance that you are better than anybody else when people all around the world get up at all sorts of silly times to watch Manchester United play, and they were doing it under Van Gaal as well, which in itself is just absolutely unbelievable. So thanks for everybody who's done that. I really love it, and it's great for me sometimes because I do recognise a lot of the names, but I don't necessarily know where you are. So Javad Arpan is, I don't know why the accent, he's from Tokyo, and it's 5 a.m. John Rungan, it's 6 a.m. in Australia, and it's 8:55 a.m. in Christchurch, New Zealand. I mean, do a lot of you take the day off work or something? I don't know. But thanks for doing that. I really genuinely love that bit of the show, finding out where you are all from. What's your score prediction, Marcus? We're 10 minutes away from the kick-off.
I am going to go with a comfortable 2-0 win, and I think Mkhitaryan and Zlatan are the scorers.
Yeah.
I don't see Rostov getting an away goal. I don't see them causing too many problems if we're playing 5 defenders. I mean, let's face it, if it's the same formation as the Chelsea game, it kept Chelsea at bay until the sending off, really.
Yeah.
So I'd imagine it should be pretty comfortable against Rostov, but you can't never take anything for granted in football. So I'm going to say comfortable 2-0 win.
Yeah, I've gone for 3-1. I went for 2-1 because I think there will be over 3 goals in the game. I think there'll be a lot of goals in the game. And I think Zlatan will score as well, which is why we've got Zlatan as our tip of the day. If you fancy a bet, you won't get better odds than what we are offering through 21Bet for Zlatan to score at any time. The link is in the video description for that. If you've already signed up with them, go to the second link. If you haven't signed up with them, go to the first one, get yourself signed up, then come back and go to the second link where you'll find the Zlatan to score at any time. Virtually double your money. You won't get better odds than that. And I think it's... there's no certainty in football, Marcus, but I think it's, Zlatan to score is pretty much... Especially because he's not played on Monday. He won't be playing now for... Zlatan won't play for us, actually, for quite a while. He won't play until... He can't play on Sunday. Then we've got the international break. He won't play on the weekend back against West Brom. He'll play midweek against Everton. So he's not going to play for about...
About 2 weeks, isn't it?
Maybe 3 weeks, yeah. So he'll be banging in a goal tonight just to get his stats up.
But you hope so. I mean, he should be pretty fresh and raring to go. So I'm hoping he's on his game and we see a lot more movement from him tonight. I mean, that's the main thing that bugs me about him. He doesn't move about as much. He doesn't show open for the space or anything like that. I know he's not blessed with pace and it's not his game, but that's what I like to see in a striker at United.
Well, it's very interesting. Nicholas Anderson was just saying in the live comments there that Zlatan has openly said, "I'm not ruling out Napoli," and there's a couple of things there that are not really conversations for tonight because we haven't got time because the game's going to kick off very soon. But there's a whole of other debate to be had here in relation to Manchester United, and I sort of empathise with this a little bit, Marcus. That are we becoming Real Madrid, which we never really wanted to do, where when have we ever really had players verbally coming out and saying, "I'm a Manchester United player, but I'm not ruling out Napoli"? I mean, if this was Rooney, we'd all be going mad saying, arrogant Scouse, get rid of him. What a traitor, this, that and the other. So why does Zlatan get away with it? I know Zlatan's got this enigma, but why is he... I love Zlatan. You know, I've been one of Zlatan's biggest fans. I was doing Zlatan watch in the Euros. I wanted us to sign him. I've always wanted us to sign him, but I don't agree with him being so public about I might not be at Manchester United next year. I'm not ruling out this. I'm not ruling out that. I tell you what, mate. I don't care who you are. Sod off if that's what you're doing, because I have got no time for that. I don't care who you are. You can be Marcus Rashford, Martial, my two favourite players. If you publicly come out and go, I'm not ruling out Real Madrid or Barcelona, well, I'll tell you what, I'll make the decision for you. Pack your bags, you're gone. This is Manchester United. Nobody's bigger than Manchester United. I think Pogba gets it a little bit unfair. I've heard people saying, he thinks he's bigger than the club, Mr. Adidas with his haircuts and his dabbing. I think he's just a young lad who enjoys life. I think Zlatan is just Mr. Arrogant. And it's great because I love having that, and his leadership is fantastic. And maybe he's just playing the media. But if there was any... I don't like that. I don't know what your thoughts are.
No, I don't like it either, but we know what Zlatan's character is. He did that before he joined United. The press were asking him in every interview,
yeah.
You know, are you going to United? And he was just saying, like, you know, I like to read it in the paper and I'll let you know when I'll let you know. So, I mean, he's taking the same sort of stance this time around as well. But for a club of Manchester United's stature, to me, it comes across as though he's like dangling it on a bit of string and saying, well, you know, it's up to me whether I want to stay here or not, and that's it. But I always thought United could activate the clause in the contract.
Oh, they can, yeah. I've had this.
Yeah.
I was talking about this last night on the transfer show. He can say what he likes, but the problem is, and I said this last night as well, we're powerless if De Gea wants to go because of the buyout clause. We can keep Zlatan because we've got the option on the second year. Olympiacos are out, which is quite interesting. Besiktas are through, Genk through, and Celta Vigo are through. So, I mean, none of them should cause us any problems. Just think about the draw tomorrow if we get through. But I think what Mourinho's been quite consistent is if a player doesn't want to be here, he's not going to keep him. So, yes, we could keep Zlatan, but if he says, I don't want to be here, off you go, innit?
Well, this is it. I mean, looking at long term as well. I mean, you know, he's 36 this year, isn't he? Towards the end of the year.
Yeah. I'm just looking at it now.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the guy.
Oh, he's an enigma. I love him. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it wouldn't bother me if he went because I would like to see a younger striker come in and, you know, at least be here for like 3-4 seasons, and, you know, get a career going at United and hopefully become one of the best forwards in the Premier League. I mean, that's the way I look at it. I'm not happy about relying on these, I say it quite a lot, old has-beens. But they do the job. And I think for Mourinho's first summer, I think he had to get players in that were already... I wouldn't say
somebody
already...
to come in who was going to get him 30 goals in a season.
Yeah.
And that's not easy to get in any league. So no. It was fantastic. And I know people have been critical of Zlatan because he's missed chances, but he will still be a 30-goal striker. And people can say, oh, well, if he'd put the goal chances away, he'd be a 40-goal striker. Well, you tell me, you give me a 40-goal striker in the Premier League. This is where people stumble on that problem. Yes, he's missed a lot of chances, but he's scored a lot of goals. If he'd scored the chances he's missed, he would be 40-goal a season striker. But who is a 40-goal season striker in the Premier League? That's what I mean. He's been fantastic already in what he's done. So that, like Marcus said there, the bit of business by Mourinho was fantastic to get him, and he needed to get somebody in quick. And that relationship he's got with Zlatan's been perfect. And even if it's only a year, it's been brilliant for Manchester United. But I was just looking at the lineup there, Marcus, and looking down the lineup because I want to ask you about this before the game starts. Zlatan, Pogba, Mkhitaryan all stood there together. I mean, you know, you got them three players in your team. Fantastic. But Chris Smalling leading the team out again. Captain Mike. My favourite, Mike. Magic Mike.
You got a love thing for him, haven't you? You really have.
Captain in the side.
Yeah. I'd have preferred to see... I would have swapped Smalling for Luke Shaw and I would have played Rojo there next to Bay with Shaw on the left, and I mean that would be my answer to that. But I don't know what Luke Shaw has done, but
No,
for
I
some
mean,
reason,
we were. To be fair, we were talking about that a little bit before about what has he done really. I don't know.
it's amazing.
I don't
It's
know what he's done
amazing.
because in the 2 games I've seen him play, I've been quite happy with him. He played against Bournemouth, didn't he? And we
Yep.
drew, so he probably got the blame. It was probably his fault, even though it wasn't. Yeah, I don't really know what he's done.
I think I have a really bad feeling that he's going to be out, one of the ones out the door, a surprise person to go. I mean, if Mourinho didn't fancy him at Chelsea when they could have got him, he's played a handful of games here under Mourinho at United, so I think he'll be a surprise package out the door. I really do.
Danny Milner says, can't wait for the Champions League song playing at Old Trafford again. You know what, Danny? I can't wait either. But this is why tonight is most important. I don't know what you think, Marcus. I don't know what you think at home. But for me, this is our best chance of the Champions League, is to win this tournament. And what would you rather do? Get top 4 and get Champions League, or win a tournament, win a trophy and get Champions League? So, and also, let's not forget, look at what Man City did in Europe, an absolute farce. Look at what Arsenal did, an absolute joke. At least, if we go into the Champions League by winning the Europa League, we're going to get a whole load of European experience as well, Marcus.
Yeah, it would put us in good stead. I mean, it's experience for the younger players as well. I mean, Pogba, he's been in Europe before, and with Juventus and that, but it'd be nice to see how this team gels against the European competition, because we know it's a different style of football in Europe compared to the Premier League. So hopefully these players are up to the test and have got the strength there to at least get to the final and go for it.
I mean, I don't want to write the Premier League off. What I would say about the Premier League is what I said last night. We've got Middlesbrough on Sunday, which we're going to talk about a little bit at half time, but probably more on the preview tomorrow at 8:30, to be fair, because they've just sacked their manager. Rostov have only got 4 subs. Does anyone know why? It's really weird.
Don't know. I saw it in the comments earlier saying that they had 4 subs. But,
game's about to kick off anyway, but yeah, Borough on Sunday. And then after the international break, we've got West Brom at home, midweek against Everton at home, and then Sunderland away. We could win our next 4 games. We've got to win our next 4 games, and then top 4 could be on again. But this has to be the priority one for me. This is where it's at. Game's about to kick off. I'm going to start the timer for you, which I have. It's not started on the bloody screen because I haven't ticked the thing. And we're not. What? I meant to reset it. We're not 15 minutes in.
Well, according to the TV, mate, it's 3-4-3. Blind's on the left of the 4.
So we're copying Chelsea these days.
Apparently so. Yep.
It's a bit odd.
Yeah.
It
is,
let me just
isn't it?
get
It's a
this
bit strange.
time again.
See now, if that's right, and Blind's on the left side of the 4 in midfield, I mean, Luke Shaw is head and shoulders faster than Blind.
Yeah, I'd agree.
So surely he would have been, the best option to put in there if that's how we're going to line up.
Ugly yellow, says Waterworld. Is that the
Yeah.
because Rostov in the team? Yeah, it's
We're
not.
off,
It's
Mike.
not a 4-3-3. People are wrong. It's a 5-3-2. You can see it there. There's 3 centre backs, and Blind is virtually playing as a left back there, and then he moves forward. It's definitely a flat 5. It's got 2 in the midfield of Herrera and Pogba, and then I can't really. It's like a 5-2-2-1, and then Mata and Mkhitaryan are getting up with Zlatan. But Herrera and Pogba. I mean, this is. I'll be interested to see, Marcus, what happens with Pogba tonight, because we've spent a good few minutes talking about it, and Pogba at the moment is in the left back position defending. If Mourinho wants to back Pogba publicly, and we all want Pogba to succeed, you can't play him in a midfield too. It's too defensive for him. He's not a defensive midfielder. He's not a midfielder of that. I mean, he can become it because he's young, but we've been playing with a 3 midfield with like a Carrick and a Herrera, or even when it's been a Fellaini, Herrera and a Pogba, and Pogba then has the freedom to attack. I don't know what he's trying to do with this new formation, because 1, it's way too defensive. You don't want 5 defenders on the pitch, and we have got 5 defenders on the pitch. whether it's an attacking full-back team or not. It's still 5 defenders on the pitch with Rojo, Blind, Smalling, Bay and Valencia. Then you've got Pogba picking the ball up from the back 5, sorry. And Herrera's more advanced than him at the moment. I don't think we're going to get the best out of Pogba this way. And I don't really understand why we've done that with the formation.
No, I mean, we saw with him, if anyone watched... Yeah. I mean, we saw with Pogba, if you watched him play in Italy, he prefers to play as a free spirit, I suppose, like with licence to roam. So, I mean, we're not going to get, as Mark said, we're not going to get the best out of him if he's stuck here in a midfield 2. But Mourinho's got to try and find a place for him, else he wouldn't have bought him. So, Khan Javid to 6-0 by half time. Sane Doshi, are you showing the live match? No. If we show the live match, we'll get shut down. Owen Clark, what channel? BT Sport.
Why don't you ring it?
So look. Goal 1-0. No, it's not. Schoolboy, moan. Is that me or Mark? Wayne P, shit, he lost last night. Yeah. Tyrone, I think Mourinho's too negative, my liking. Do you know what, Tyrone? I think it is. I said that earlier. Playing 5 defenders.
Corner for United.
I think it is a sign of negativity.
Well, we don't want to be negative. We're not being negative by any means. I just think a few United fans are a little bit perturbed by a public backing of Pogba, and then you play him as a midfielder. Good free kick. Oh, yeah. We nearly scored from a corner. Rojo up. Keeper palmed it down to Zlatan. It was a tight angle, and he missed. But close from a corner.
That was close, yeah.
It's a collector's item there. It was straight at the keeper.
But it's a good signal of intent as well that, even though we're playing with these 5 defenders, we're not just going to, just take the 0-0 and hope for the best. So that's a good start by United. Good, and like you say, collector's item from a corner. Unlucky. Very unlucky. Wasn't a bad effort from Rojo either as a defender.
No. Well, we need to be better from corners, as we've all said before. We're playing 3, not 5, says Christopher Quinlan. Oh, I don't want to get into these arguments, right? Football is a man's game. No, I wasn't going to say that. It's 5 defending, though. That's what Mental Jules has just said. When we haven't got the ball, you can quite clearly see 5 along the back. And then you've got 2 in front with Herrera and Pogba. And then Mata and Mkhitaryan are very, they're either going up as a front 3 or they're coming back to support. But it's definitely a 5-3. No, it's not. It's a 5-2-2-1 is the best I would explain it. But yes, when we've got the ball, Blind and Valencia are getting forward. But ultimately, it's what we've just said a few minutes ago. It is a back 5. It is a back 5 because there's 5 defenders. If it was a back 3 with 4 midfielders, you wouldn't play Blind and Valencia. Well, you'd probably play Valencia because he can play right wing. But you'd play somebody like Luke Shaw would be good at it. But Blind's not really a left winger, is he? So they're definitely it's more defensive when we haven't got the ball.
Oh yeah, I mean, when they're passing it across the back here, you can see Blind and Valencia that they're dropping a little bit deeper to pick the ball up, so they're making the line of 5, and then Valencia, unlucky.
I saw something in the live comments there, and I'll throw it out as a major point, and Marcus can answer it as well. ALG Vlogs wants a shout out. You've just had it. Indy's being a bit sexist, apparently, says Beck. Well, they're both regulars on there. Sort them out. Tyrone, you're a regular. Sort them out. We won't have any sexism on there. Xander is the best, says Ali Peary. He's not even here. I've not even seen him. I've forgotten my point now. Dealing with you lot on the live comments. I know what I was going to say. And threat to the live comments as well. Somebody just said it on the live comments, to be fair. Pogba's shot was quite good there, but it hit Zlatan. Is that, formation change or not, have you got any confidence that this team is going to go on a run of wins in the Premier League and win the Europa League playing with this sort of a formation? Because it just feels a bit odd that we've done it in March, and it also feels a bit stopgappy as well. because if we're going to play, my problem with playing the 5 is that you're losing an attacker or a midfielder because you are playing 5 defenders. So, I mean, by playing this formation today, Carrick doesn't play because normally you could have 4 defenders, have Carrick sitting there, and then have Herrera and Pogba a bit more advanced, Mata on the right, Mkhitaryan on the left, and Zlatan up front. So by playing this new 5 formation, you basically sacrifice a midfielder, which in this case, for me, would be Pogba. We've got a free kick here, handball for Rostov. Yep. Against Rostov, sorry. Edge of the box. Mata's left-footed. This should be Pogba. Guarantee it'll be Zlatan.
It should be, shouldn't it? I mean, it's well within his range. So, I mean, has anyone got the balls to say to Zlatan, "No, you're not taking this"? I am. Probably not. But to me, this formation, Mark, it's going back to the Van Gaal days. Van Gaal tried this many times, didn't he, in his reign? The 5-3-2, the wing backs.
This free kick could be oh no, he's behind it. I wanted to see him. I thought Pogba and Blind were looking at it, and fucking Zlatan steps up again. He'll score now. I hope he does, because last time I said he shouldn't be taking it. But if this goes in the wall, he needs to be taken off free kick duties. I know he scored one in the League Cup final, but he's missed about 100 others. I'm setting myself up for one of them blooper moments here. Zlatan should not be taking this free kick. Zlatan! Into the wall. Into the bloody wall. Oh.
Did you expect anything different?
I was hoping he was going to score it. Then I'd look an idiot, but United would score. I mean, it's just like, it's what? And it goes into the wall. I mean, just why?
I don't know what it is with that guy taking the free kicks, mate. It's like someone just said in the comments there, Davo K. So predictable. It is. It is predictable. It's almost as predictable as the corners. We'll never score from corners.
But we were talking about that a little bit before, weren't we? I mean, we're having a bit of banter tonight. We are just talking normally. But it is that whole bigger than the club thing, isn't it? Because even I'm not Manchester United manager, and I never will be, just like Marcus, just like most of you out there. But if I was manager of Manchester United, as we were just doing then, don't let Zlatan take the free kick. Now, if we can see it as Manchester United fans, civilians, whatever, why the hell... What is the justification that Zlatan takes the free kick other than it's an ego thing that Mourinho likes to stroke? Because he's no good at free kicks. I know he scored one in the League Cup, but he must have had if someone can give us the stats, how many free kicks has he had this season? It becomes a waste of time, just like our corners, which we've just wasted actually. But yeah, he shouldn't be on free kicks. And I love Zlatan, but why is he on free kicks? I mean, KJ got him. Why doesn't Pogba or Mata take free kicks? Exactly. I mean, if I was looking at the Manchester United team, and I'll be honest with you now, that 11 today, if you get a free kick that's central around the edge of the box, so it's not either side, so you've got to go with the footer, my top free kick takers are Mata, Pogba, Blind, and is there anybody better than... I'd probably put Herrera over Zlatan, to be honest. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else.
Mkhitaryan in that.
Oh, obviously Mkhitaryan. He'd be lucky to be 5th, but he certainly wouldn't be any higher. Really, really weird. Really weird.
I mean, he's not known for his goal scoring at free kicks, is he?
No, I don't know why he takes them.
So, yeah, this is what baffles me. I mean, you got, Pogba, Mata, Mkhitaryan are probably the 3 specialists at free kick takers in that team there. And not one of them can turn around and say to him, "You're not taking this."
I would.
And it's amazing. Well, yeah, I mean, not even Rooney, mate, has turned around and said to him, "You're not taking this."
Pogba started off quite well actually tonight. I've got a bit of an overlap here for Valencia. Cross, another corner, give him a goal kick. But the thing about Zlatan's free kicks as well as for those who don't see them, he never puts any power into them either. They're like little chips against the wall. I don't know whether people's noticed that as well, but let's move on from the free kicks. St. Colombo says Pogba's been amazing. Anaban says he's playing well. I did predict this on the preview last night. I said I wouldn't be surprised if Pogba has a good game tonight. Not because of the criticism. I think if you want to judge Pogba, judging him against Middlesbrough, I thought he'd play well tonight because Pogba suits European football. He really does. It's a slower game. and it suits him better. I think he struggled this season, Marcus, because the Premier League is just a lot quicker than what he's used to. But I think in Europe he's a massive asset, and I think it suits him. Like it suits Zlatan, but Zlatan has obviously adapted to the Premier League as well. But Pogba's having a good game tonight. He's switching the play. He's getting involved. He just suits European football.
He does. He gets more time on the ball in the European games than what he does in the Premier League, and I think that's the difference. Because if he's got more time, he's able to think about it more and be more natural at his game. So, I mean, we know the Italian league's not known for quickness, compared to the Premier League. So, I mean, maybe that's what it is. He just needs to get up to speed with the quickness of the English game.
Oh yeah, I totally agree, and I think he will. I do think he will, but I think just because I think he's going to have a good game, but it doesn't mean he'll have a good game against Middlesbrough when it's high octane team battling for their life, wanting a win at home. It'll be a different story. This is Old Trafford against the team that's sitting back on against the European opposition. It suits him well.
I'll tell you, I hope Mkhitaryan gets up from this.
I haven't seen him at the moment.
Oh, he's gone down.
No, he is up. I don't know. I think he might be a little bit behind me because he's definitely up.
Yeah.
What's it say on your clock? 13?
13, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Or are you behind me?
I think I was a little bit behind you, yeah. Which is odd because I'm not watching on HD.
Oh. All must be to do with the signal.
Behind.
Oh, well. I've got to wait for you tonight.
We're only about 3 seconds apart. Closing down well, high press, says Dunk. Time to get my United pyjama bottoms on and old shirt, methinks, says Beck Howell. Oh, she's flirting in the live comments. There's a Rostov player warming up as well. Not a bad 15 minutes. I thought you had to go, Marcus. Anyway, have you got to
go? No. I sorted it out, mate. I've got the wife going to pick her up.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
I think we've got Ross coming on at half time anyway.
Yeah, well, I'll shoot off at half time and make a coffee, and then, if you want me, just phone back.
Tom Farron, it's his birthday apparently. Welcome, happy birthday, Tom. We've hit 72,700 subscribers. We are going to try and get 73,000 tonight, so do subscribe to the channel if you are new and get involved. We're not just live for watch-alongs, we're live every night at 8:30 with lots. Tomorrow night in the preview, we will be really delving into this formation thing and Zlatan free kicks, because I think it's something that needs to be discussed that we're not going to get a chance to talk about tonight. So there'll be a bit of a debate tomorrow night at 8:30. But hopefully we'll also be debating who we're playing in the Europa League quarter-final, because at the moment we are in control. Let's be honest. Anything can happen in football, but I don't see a situation where they're going to cause us too much problems. That was their lad up front, Sada, who's their best player. He didn't play in the first leg, so it'll be interesting to see if he can do anything this game. Obviously, De Gea not playing in goal tonight. I don't know what that's all about. A little bit concerning, Marcus. I don't know whether anyone else has realised this, that Romero is... What a ball. What a ball. Zlatan might finish this. He won't. He needs to cut it back. He's messing around. He's messing around. Showing off. He could have found a pass there. He got through, went round the keeper, and he could have played a pass to Mkhitaryan, and he tried to do it all on his own. But what a ball by Mata. Lovely. I think he should hit it. He should just hit it there if he's good enough. There's a pass to... no, maybe it wasn't on. There's no... To be honest, to be fair to Zlatan, there's 7 Rostov players back, and there's only Mkhitaryan who's marked, so he's got a lot on. But Romero in goal was what I was talking about. Corner for United here. I think it's safe to talk because we never score from a corner. But I will keep my eye on it. Romero in goal. Do you think he's picking Romero in goal just because it's like, I have been playing you in Europe, so I'll stick with you? Which is nice and commendable, but what if we get to the final or the semi-final or play somebody decent? We've surely got to play De Gea. And it's Lyon 1-0 as well, so I think that's pretty much puts Roma out, which I wanted Roma to go through, so that's disappointing. Goal for Lyon.
Joe, I think going for Romero, if the rumours about De Gea going to Madrid are true, it wouldn't surprise me if he plays Romero in some of the big games now, just to see if he is capable of, being the first team goalie.
He's not. I can tell him that now. I could have sent him an email to tell him that.
Oh yeah, but he's got to see it for his own eyes, doesn't he? So, if he finds out he's not good enough or he can't cope with certain situations, then if De Gea goes, he'll have to go out and get someone. Oh, Roma have just scored now, apparently.
Oh, good. It's going to be. I knew that game was going to be a good game. Why didn't they put it on at 6 o'clock? It's so frustrating. So frustrating.
Yeah, the comments are saying 1-1. Yep.
Well, it's 0-0 here, and to be honest, are we still in that situation where... Oh, is a chance? Oh, no, just put it behind him. Rostov on the break there. Not the quite pass.
Strootman with the goal, apparently.
Oh, God, here we go. People are saying we're signing Strootman now. I can categorically say you can use this as a GIF, whatever you like. He's not going to sign, so I'm not going to look stupid. Strootman will never sign for Manchester United. So there you go.
Would you want him?
We've had bloody loads of dislikes on the video tonight. Please do like the video. We like to get 1,000 likes on a watch along because obviously we can't do it without all you lot and your fantastic comments. Roman Reigns says, we will win, Mark, won't we? Question mark. Yeah, we'll win this. I need a draw, Roma and Schalke. Watching on BN Sport in New Zealand. What you guys watching in UK? BT Sports, Danny. MU will smash them. Mark, did you see the players? Jordan Glover, did I see Memphis' goal from the halfway line? Yes, I did. I still wouldn't want him back. He's had his chance. Like the video, says Mikey O'Connor. Yeah, please do like the video. We want to. In fact, we've had more people dislike the video now, which is great. So come on, like the video, please. I don't know why. There's still a lot of bitter City fans, I suppose, out there at the moment because we're in Europe and they're not. Matt has had a good start to the game though, and a good pass there. Right, Herrera. I just don't think we put the ball in the box enough.
For someone with Zlatan's height, we don't feed him much, do we, really? I mean, we get a lot of the ball down the flanks. We've got plenty of attacking players down the flanks as well. And it's very surprising that we just don't chuck in, too many crosses for him. I mean, the guy's over 6 foot. He towers above, 9 out of 10 defenders.
There's a good comment here from Michael R in the live comments saying Rostov have at least 7 players in their box every time. Scoring's not going to be easy, and luckily we don't need to score. Which is true. I was just thinking that there's a hell of a lot of yellow between the ball and the goal a lot of the time. Which is a bit odd as to why you play such a defensive lineup. Why play 5 at the back when you're basically going to be playing against a team that's parking the bus? I think it's not necessarily Blind and Valencia aren't the problem. It's the 3 centre-backs. You don't need 3 centre-backs.
No. The first 20 minutes, though, have gone by. I've been quite impressed with Mata.
Oh, yeah, Mata's been fantastic.
Yeah, he's been playing some really good football at the minute. Popper's lost it. But yeah, I mean, he's a fantastic little guy. He's so underrated for Manchester United.
The 3 centre backs are just redundant.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was strange. You're playing 5 defenders essentially, and you just don't need them. You don't even need 4 at the back here for this game, and don't need 3 either. They're not coming out of their half. They're just pretty much camped in it.
Lynn, going back to a previous point, says if De Gea does go to Real Madrid, we'll get Casemiro in part exchange, who is the perfect replacement for Carrick, and then we can buy Donnarumma. Interesting. Alvin Ali saying that Zlatan slows the game down way too much. They're parking the bus, says Jacob. Matt has not played enough, says Cole, and we've got a chance to put a cross in here. And the keeper punches it.
I mean, the ball in the final third it's not perfect at all.
1-1.
again, with Zlatan's height, you think they would be, near enough pinpoint to his head. Well, at least we're creating stuff. So
Morgan Gibson asking for an opinion on Pogba so far. I think he's played really well, really well. I just think it suits him. European football suits him like a glove. It's slightly slower. It's where he basically learned his trade in Juventus and obviously in the Champions League, so he's very used to it. Gungshi says we need a goal to open up this game. We need two really, because one goal for us still doesn't make any difference. Rostov only need one goal, and then if we've got a goal, then it's back level, isn't it? 1-1 over 2 ties. So
yeah,
I think Rostov, what they'll do is they'll stick like this, and I think in the last 15-20 minutes they'll have a go. And if they get a goal, they'll knock us out. So we do need a first half goal. Terry Dean, you're 100% right.
I mean, they're actually, they're packing their half so well that it's almost as if we're resorting to the ball over the top just to try and create something there. So I mean, they're literally playing with all 11 men behind the ball.
I think we've gone quite negative, to be honest, in this game. I think I don't like saying this, but I think if it was Sir Alex, he would have played 4-4-2 and he would have gone at them to try and win this game. I think what Mourinho's done, knowing full well that they were going to park the bus, he's like, I'm going to park the bus a bit as well and play quite, we'll attack them, but I'm not going to commit too many players to attacking, and we're going to keep it quite, if they try and hit us on the break, I've got loads of defenders. Because we are trying, but there's not enough numbers. You saw it when Zlatan had that ball from Mata. Rounds the keeper. You'd normally, a United team would have 2 or 3 players breaking into the box. We had Mkhitaryan because Pogba's on the halfway line, Herrera's on the halfway line, Matt had played the pass, Mkhitaryan's the only other attacker because the rest of the players are all defenders. So we're not set up to break fast with this team at all. We're set up to play the possession game and try and, grind a goal out. But like I said, that one bit of play sort of sums up our approach to this game. We are not going to go committing players forward. I mean, at the moment you've got 3 centre backs passing the ball amongst themselves and no Rostov player near him.
No, it's a shame actually, but I mean Mourinho's, again saying that it's negative. He's making sure he's put the team out here to make sure they don't lose. So it is negative in a way, and playing 5 defenders at Old Trafford is not needed. And like you said just now, 3 defenders, 3 centre backs. Yeah.
I mean, in a game like this is where your set pieces need to be good. That's why that free kick from Zlatan was so infuriating, because it was a really good position for a free kick that he was never going to score. And we've had a lot of corners in this game. I mean, Roja had a good header once before, straight at the keeper. But we have got Smalling. I mean, he is a threat from corners. I mean, that sort of corner's rubbish. Yeah. It's like so high and looping.
It's just a hopeful one, isn't it, really?
Yeah, that's Daley Blind, who's got a good set piece on him, and he's basically whacking it up in the air really high, and then it's just coming down, and there's no pace on the ball. So even if you win the header, you score from corners by putting a lot of pace on a corner and getting a good height on it, and that is just everything that's wrong with a corner by Daley Blind. It's too high, it's looping, and it's got no pace on it. So even if a header gets on it, which is very difficult when it's coming down like that, you've got to attack it at head height and put some pace on the cross.
But going to that piece of play, Mark, it was nice to see that when Zlatan's, just before the corner, he's put the ball round to the back post. It was good to see Blind coming in there as well. So, it's good to see that he's coming forward and he's not just going to defensive-minded.
I think if it's 1-1 after extra time, it's penalties. I'm just saying to someone there. Another corner. No. The keeper's rubbish.
Well, I don't think we'll be buying him.
No. It's a difficult game to watch this. It is difficult because, Rostov aren't really coming with any intent.
Nah.
And we're not. We are having a go, but it's not. We also know in the back of our mind that 0-0 will put us through. I'm yawning in the first half. That's not a good idea.
Do you want to get a drink or something, mate? Have you got something?
George Kyle's back. I've got some water.
Oh. Ryan wants to know if they're keeping you up.
United are keeping me up. Yeah.
I don't think it's not going to be an exciting game, is it? I mean, Rostov, you could probably say they're more there for the night out, aren't they?
I think a few people are watching a different game because they're on about penalties, so they're probably watching Roma and Leon because there's not been a penalty in this.
No, I've not seen nothing.
Rostov on the attack here. I mean, that's the danger as well. I think Rostov have spent the first half an hour just feeling us out, and now they'll start to think, you know what, let's have a go.
Yeah, well, hopefully they change the attitude and they'll do that at half time. But it's so boring when you get a team come to Old Trafford and they're still out to defend and just keep men behind the ball. It's up to United to break them down. If they want to put the game to bed, then they've got to break them down with what they can do. People saying it was a blatant penalty.
Oh, on Mkhitaryan probably.
Yeah.
Share. I don't get wound up by that, people. You don't expect. But I know we got one against Bournemouth, but we should have had loads of penalties this year.
Don't expect any more, will you?
Valencia did push him over there, but it's a shame. Oh, this could be a good goal. Mkhitaryan never misses from there. He's missed.
Yes.
Oh. I love the way Zlatan comes running in about a year later going, why didn't you pass? The ball's already behind the goal with Zlatan. He can't... It's funny that. But it's a good little bit of play by United here. Well in by Valencia. Probably was a foul. Zlatan lays it off. Mata again. Fantastic defence splitting pass. Mkhitaryan through and tries to beat the keeper with a bit of a sort of lob shot. He should have just blasted it. He never misses from there.
Yeah.
And it's just wide. I thought the keeper got a touch, but it's about a metre wide. Would have been a good finish.
Good bit of build-up playing that as well.
How's he missed? Says Craig Longstaff. It was a good bit of play, and to be honest, I mean this is what I was talking about Pogba when he actually runs at people, which he's not going to do tonight because he's playing defensive. But what happened is because Valencia beat his man, and they sort of pulls everybody out of position, which is how we worked a one-on-one. Here's Valencia again though, playing well. Good cross. Ooh, Blin's got time and space. Cross comes in.
Good.
Oh, no, they're going to get rid of it now. No, they're fucking out. It's like Chuckle Vision defending this. To me, to you. Here we go. Blind, he's not offside. He's got a lovely cross. Zlatan's got to attack that. He's on his heels.
You'd think
They'll
so, wouldn't you?
finally clear it now. Pogba thought about shooting, and he's lost it. And he's down. But Rostov won't have the numbers. I mean, to be fair to Mourinho, what he's done is like here when Rostov attack, we've got so many defenders. Like we've got 5, 6 behind the ball, even though they're on the break. Although we've not got somebody here. They're down the left-hand side. Cross comes in. Blind should deal with that.
Oh, but I wouldn't say it's been a fantastic game so far,
We've
but
got it now. We'll come clear with it. I mean, Rostov, they don't look useless.
no.
There's a pass on there to Mata. He should have seen that.
Let's not forget as well, they beat Bayern Munich, didn't they? And got results against Atletico and Paris Saint-Germain, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're not useless.
Mike Lilly saying that Valencia's a beast. Good cross. And another corner. No, Mata's kept it in. Good move. Mata's cross. Starting to stretch.
Yeah.
The game is starting to stretch a little bit now. Adam Darkin says, who else is at the game? Oh, if you're at the game on the live comments, that's fantastic. I always thought the internet was too crap. Valencia's cross, that's quite decent. Lay it off, just lay Blind off. Oh, you should have laid it off the first time. Cleared by Rostov.
Unlucky again, good attack.
Oh, sorry Callum. Apparently I missed the super chat. Let me have a look. Either that or he's pulling my leg.
No,
Oh,
I did
he
see
didn't.
one.
Sorry, Callum. I have found it. I was looking at the screen. Thanks for Callum. He has contributed through the super chat, a couple of dollars, I think it is. He says, Mark, do you see us staying with 3 at the back? We're going to talk about that quite extensively tomorrow night on the preview show, but I hope not. I don't like 3 at the back. I think it's so defensive, and I think we've struggled in this game because we're just missing a midfielder. Like there, you can see it. We're just missing a midfielder, and you've got 3 centre backs just stood close to each other, not marking anybody. This formation, you lose an attacker, and I think we need an attacker in this game, especially against the team that's parking the bus.
Oh,
Valencia's
definitely. I mean,
playing very well. That should be a goal. No,
it's
a good cross again. That old dinky cross from Valencia, but Rostov clear. If we get a goal before half time, I think it makes such a difference.
I think Rashford and Martial would have been good shouts for this game. And obviously Rashford's on the bench. Martial's... Is he injured or is he ill?
No, Martial is injured. I think Martial might be fit for the Borough game, but I think Fellaini will start against Middlesbrough, by the way. I really do. And I think Rashford, just probably trying not play Rashford tonight, keep him totally wrapped in cotton wool, because obviously Zlatan can't play because he's suspended. Are we playing well, says Jack White. Are we playing well, Marcus?
Well, we're not playing badly. We're creating the chances. Rostov haven't really had any meaningful attacks.
If he gets this in, Mkhitaryan scored. Oh, post. I think, you know what, in fairness, Zlatan's just cut inside and hit the post, but actually I think he should have crossed it first time to Mkhitaryan, who was free on the penalty box, but he didn't. He cut inside, hit a shot, hit the post, which just sums up United, really. He was a bit greedy, but then he hits the post. Can you moan about it? Oh, let's hope it's not going to be one of them nights, is what I say.
Well, if it ends up being one of those nights, we've always got Fellaini for the last 10 minutes. But no, I think we're doing pretty well for a team that's, parking the bus. I think we're doing pretty well. We're creating the chances. We've not got much pace in the team, so it's encouraging to see.
No, I think we're playing well. Going back to that point that was asked, I do think we are playing well. Valencia's in here, and it feels like we're going to get a goal at some point. But I just think the only thing I would say is we are playing well. I just think we're missing an attacker because we're playing this 3-5-2. We don't need 3 centre-backs in this game. We only need 2. And if we had 2, you could put somebody else into the team, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Does 3 at the back restrict Pogba or free him up, says Callum, who's contributed through the super chat again. I think it restricts him. I really do, because he's got to play as a midfield 2. And I think Pogba is best in a midfield 3. Where he's got somebody like a Carrick and a Herrera who will do the defensive side of the game and leave him free further up the pitch. Whatever, I mean, you could argue that it helps him a bit because he's got 3 centre-backs behind him, but his job is a midfielder. And he's playing like now, he's behind the centre circle. Pogba needs to be beyond that. And he's taking the ball off the defence a lot. He's using Pogba as his sort of Carrick, and that's not Pogba. I don't know what he's trying. I hope he's not going to try and turn Pogba into the next sort of CDM who takes the ball off the back 4, because that would be a total waste of his talent. He's an attacking midfielder, and that's where he should be. But in this game, he's playing as the CDM, which is, I don't know, that would concern me, but it might just be a stopgap, short-term thing.
Well, he's played there quite a few times though this season, hasn't he?
Yeah.
It's almost as if he's going looking for the ball. So, I mean, he's taking it off the back here, trying to make things happen, looking for the Hollywood pass to set up the attacks and that. And it's just, to me, it's not his natural game. His natural game's going forward. He shouldn't be going that deep, looking to pick it up and start the play from back there. It should be someone else's role for that.
Sporting Filming Stands just said to George, he promises he'll be on the live comments from now on. I don't know whether they fell out or something, but it's funny to read. Liam Halliwell said, I bet we score at 38 minutes. Wow. If you do, Liam, everyone's going to be listening to you from now on. We're closing in on 72,800 subscribers, so Make sure you have subscribed if you are new and get involved on the live comments. And we're very close to 1,000 likes, which is great as well. So we're doing well on both of those. We're trying to get to 73,000 for tonight, subscribers. If you do subscribe, make sure during the week you're watching all our other daily content. We are live every night at 8:30. Got a good couple of videos coming up for you on Saturday because there's no actual game. So I'll probably be live again at around 2 o'clock in the afternoon with a little special for you. But lots of stuff coming up, so just get involved. And I think, if you are new, one thing I haven't said before is when we're live at 8:30, the live stream will always go up on the channel at about 7 o'clock for an hour and a half before the live comments is open. So you can all be chatting away on the live chat before the video starts, which I know a lot of you do. And there's a good community thing going on there. So welcome to it. I think you're going to really enjoy it on the United Stand. Because it's not just about the mugs and the voices on the screen. I know a lot of it for you is about the enjoyment you get on the live comments as well. Adam Hanrahan has just subscribed. Welcome to the channel, Adam. Give him a welcome and get involved on the live comments. I do actually think the best bit sometimes on the live comments, because it can get busy on a watch-along, but the other shows aren't so busy, is the bit before we go live, because there's some right good banter in there. I sometimes join in as well. But 38 minutes. Liam, you've got 25 seconds for us to score. We might do. We're on the attack. 20 seconds. No, we're not. It's not going to happen, Liam, I'm afraid. You got it wrong. I've just realised I need bloody Zlatan to score. That one that hit the post. Oh, God. I always forget about my bets because you get involved in the game, don't you? But I have got Zlatan to score at any time. Double your money.
What was your price on that then?
It was through 21 bet, and they always, if I tell them, they'll always give us the best odds on the market. So it was more or less double your money, 4 to 5. You won't get that anywhere else. He's normally about 3 to 5, just over half. So Liam was wrong. We are approaching the 40th minute, and it's still 0-0 in this game. I think we could win this game, Marcus, to be honest. I think we could win this game if we just took one of the centre-backs off.
Yeah, if we went a bit more attacking, not so defensive. That I thought it was going to be 2-0, but I'll take the 1-0. I think the 1-0 would win it. I know we're winning the tie already because of the away goal, but I don't see Rostov doing any damage whatsoever. I mean, they broke about a minute ago, and with 2 players in their half, and we had 4 players back. I just don't see them scoring at all. They look to me if they got the mentality of go there, enjoy yourself, don't get absolutely battered.
Yeah.
And just see what happens.
Well, they will grow in confidence into the game, that's for sure. That's my concern. And they only
but they've not got players to damage us, really.
Well, seems like Bournemouth don't, do they? But they still do it.
Oh. Different
what
leagues,
I'm saying is that we've got a free kick here, and actually Zlatan's not taking it. So let's hold off. It's Pogba behind it. This could be the moment. This is your moment. Zlatan is there, though. You don't count him out. He might still take it. If he takes it. I think Zlatan is going to take it. Oh, no, it doesn't. It looks like it's Pogba. Well, at least he's letting him take it. I hope he scores it, because then we don't have to have Zlatan on free kicks anymore. Here we go. This is your moment, Paul. Up, too high. Too high by double. Poor free kick. I don't know why people don't have a bloody proper... You know what? In my day, you used to get some really good free kick takers. I'm trying to think of, John Barnes, Stuart Pearce. I mean, Stuart Pearce used to take a right good run up and blast it.
Yeah.
People just take... Yeah. They try to be too clever now with I'm only going to take 3 steps and curl it. If you take 6 steps, you can actually hit it harder than you can with 3 steps, and you can still curl it.
Yeah, I remember Graham Lasso for Chelsea taking a hell of a run up.
Dennis Irwin, he used to take a run up as well. Beckham, he'd take a run up.
Roberto Carlos.
Well, he's a myth free kick taker, Carlos. I think he only ever scored that one, which wasn't worldy, but everyone used to say he was good at free kicks, and I don't think he ever scored one again, or before.
Absolutely.
The formation, Fearsome Mitchie, I'm not having this. I said the formation was 3-4-2-1. It is not 3-4-2-1. Look at it now. You can see the 5. The curve of the 5. It's not a 3-4-2-1. When we haven't got the ball, we go to a back 5. When we have got the ball, the fullbacks move forward and it becomes a 3-4-2-1 or sometimes a 3-4-3. But however, I mean, if we were playing a 5-3-2 against this, you'd have 5 people wasting their bloody time because there is no Rostov attacker. So, I mean, we've already. I mean, I've just tweeted that out. Take one of the centre backs off and bring Carrick on because we've got 3 centre backs just stood holding hands in our half, and they've got no one near them. I mean, look at them there. Herrera's got the ball. There's no one near him, and then there's 3 centre backs behind him. It's a total waste of time. Way too defensive for me.
Oh, he's playing safety, isn't he?
Terry Dean says Mata should take the free kicks. I agree. Aero says Roberto Carlos has scored loads of free kicks. No, he hasn't. Still 0-0 after 40 minutes. Not good enough, says Gung Shi. Well, I think I wouldn't be too critical about it being 0-0 after 40 minutes because we've set up not to concede and we don't look like conceding. We are not attacking them to try and score goals. We're sort of, we'd like a goal, but we're more focused on not conceding a goal.
Yeah, I think that's the main problem, isn't it?
Fakwa 12 War says the system is not working. Mourinho needs to change it. I think the system is working. I just think it's quite boring because we've got too many defenders on the pitch. I'll have a look what people are saying on Twitter because sometimes you get people reacting a little bit differently. At Reese V says frustrating game, shocking we haven't scored yet. Better not haunt us later in the match. Somebody saying you think you know more than Jose. Yes, I do sometimes. Until they counter and score, we need 2 more to win. Pep tactics just haven't attackers. Bucky Connor says it looks like we're trying to see it out as a 1-1 or a 0-0. Defending tactics, and then there's always one. Usually treble. You don't half talk some shite. Twitter's a horrible place. I accommodate it, but there's a lot of arseholes on there, to be honest. But it's good for football news. Here we go, Rostov on the attack.
Yeah, it does serve a purpose.
Well, they've caught us on the break here.
Ginger Jesus says Carlos scored 4 free kicks.
4 free kicks.
Yeah, apparently.
I'm going to go to Wikipedia because if he scored 4 free kicks, he played for about 30 years, so that's rubbish. And he used to take nearly every free kick in the game as well and try and do the same again.
God, I'm interested in this now. I actually thought he scored a few. The amount of times he used to take the free kicks.
Free kick stats. I can't find it. Why won't they just tell me? I think they're just ranking. That's just ranking free kicks. It's not. There's a chance for Pogba there. We're trying to do free kicks and Pogba actually hit a good shot.
Yeah, a lot of people saying.
Pogba shot. It was a good.
A lot of people saying Roberto Carlos has scored quite a few.
I don't think he did. It's a myth. Half time, folks. I'll get Ross on. Get rid of Marcus. He's been rubbish. Yeah. I'm only joking. We'll find out. We'll reconvene on that at after the second half. But what's your thoughts on the Hearts, everybody? Marcus, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here, mate. Yeah.
I'll call you for the start of the second half if you want to go and get a cup of tea. that right?
Yeah, okay, all right then, mate. I'll see you in a bit. Yeah, no worries.
Thanks
See
to
you in a minute.
Marcus. See you in a bit. Where's he gone? What is your thoughts on that half? I mean, we're talking about how many free kicks Roberto Carlos has scored, so I think it's safe to say that we're not totally awe-inspired by it. I tell you what, if it ended 0-0 and we go through to the next round, I think we'll feel like it's been a bit of an odd night, but I think we'll still be we'll be happy, wouldn't we? I know we want the keys to the kingdom as well, but it's been a weird off. Ross, can you hear me? Hopefully I've got him. Don't know what's gone wrong there. Singing in the classes. Music for your masses. See if we can get him. What we on about on the live comments? Okay. Pathetic. This game is so boring, says Desi's Gaming. Boring. Sort it out, Jose. No, not boring, says Fire Squad World. Shocking. I want to see Rooney and Carrick move Pogba out the team. Remind me of Van Gaal days, says Hakeem. We've been pretty solid. Mark, do you think Bay could play at centre defensive midfield? Blind, worst player, says Javari. Alex Book says hello, I'm back. I'll tell you what, I'll give you my thoughts on it. And that is this. I said it at the start, and I'm going to say it again to you now. I feel like chicken tonight. Who remembers that? No, I feel bored. I do feel bored because I think United have tried, and Matt has been fantastic in that half. We probably should have scored. Mkhitaryan straight through the middle, he should have scored. But it's because we've played such a defensive team. And it's meant that we're basically playing with 10 men because we've got 3 centre-backs with nothing to do. I think if we had another attacker in the team, if you just put Carrick anchoring the midfield with Herrera and Pogba with more freedom, I think we'd create more. But it's very easy for Rostov to park the bus, and we've got to be so intricate because we haven't got enough attackers in the box. The prime example in that game, and I said it during the first half as well, was when the fantastic ball by Mata, Zlatan rounds the keeper, but there's nobody in the penalty box other than Mkhitaryan and 8 Rostov players. Well, Mata can't be there because he's played the pass. And then who else is there going to be there? Well, Pogba and Herrera are messing around in the centre circle because that's what they've been told to do. And then there's 5 defenders behind them. So that's the problem. There's just no support in numbers in the box. I'm joined by Ross, though. Hello, Ross. Can you hear me?
Hello, Mark.
I'm good, thanks. What was your thoughts on that half? Oh, he's gone again. That's probably my fault. Let me try if we can get him back. Sorry, Ross.
Mate.
I think I hit the red button by mistake. What was your thoughts on that half?
You know what? I'm a little bit opposed to what you were just saying just then. I'm not doing it on purpose, but
No, it's fine.
I actually kind of agree with the 3 at the back tonight because I just think the second half Rostov are going to come at us a little bit more, and I don't think any 2 centre-back partnerships we have, you can absolutely rely on them not to concede a goal. I actually quite like Rojo, Bailly and Smalling as a 3. And for the first time I've seen United play, we've actually got support on both wings because we're normally so lopsided down the right with Valencia bombing forward. And it's nice for a change to see Daley Blind, making some quite fantastic runs. I do agree we need to get into the box more, but I'm looking at players like Pogba for that because he tends to, when our wingers get the ball, he just kind of stands there at the edge, and sometimes I'd like him to just gamble a little bit and make a run. Now, I don't know if that's what he's been told to do, but, but you know what, 45 minutes, 0-0, we don't look like conceding. I'm quite happy with where we're at because Rostov can continue to park the bus. I know they're going to go at us, but I think with 3 centre-backs, if we're conceding a goal, something's seriously wrong.
Yeah, I mean, we must not forget that 0-0 puts us through, doesn't it? And that's where we want to be. I mean, as much as people are bored and they're not inspired, what do you want to be? Do you want to be in the draw for the quarterfinals tomorrow, or do you want to be in meltdown thinking, Jesus Christ, we've got to get top 4 or we're not in the Champions League? And I tell you what, if we get knocked out tonight, our season is hanging by a thread. And if we don't get Champions League football, you can shove your League Cup up your arse because it doesn't mean anything. We've got to get Champions League football. I personally firmly believe that is where our season should be judged, and with the players and squad we've got, we should be doing it. So however we get through tonight, I don't really care. I think I've looked at that game though a lot, and I look at the halfway line, and it's like Bailly, Smalling, and Bailly, Smalling, and Rojo could do ring a roses and put their hands together, and just go round and round and play cards and snap and all that. They've got nothing to do, and that's 3 players. And this is the problem with this formation. We are missing an attacking option, and it's very difficult for Zlatan and Mkhitaryan and Mata to create anything, because they've got to be so intricate with their passing, because there's nobody supporting them, and they're up against 8 yellow players. So it's got 0-0 written all over it, is what I'm trying to say in too many words. But 0-0's fine. But my concern is, imagine we make some mistake, penalty or a long shot deflects in or whatever. We're then going to have to chase the game. Rostov won't change their tactics. We're going to have to take a centre back off. I would, like I say, I would take 0-0 now, but I think Pogba's playing too deep because he's playing in the midfield too. I don't like that, but I don't want to be too critical about it. I will say I'm bored, and I think everyone's got a right to say they're bored. But if it's 0-0 and we get through, that's fine, because let's have no qualms about it. This new formation is very defensive.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there, mate. Do you know what though?
Well,
There's
not very defensive. That's unfair because we've created chances. It's risk averse.
We've got wing backs pushing forward, but do you know what's really pissed me off with tonight is a lot gets said about the difference between fans that go to the games and that don't go to the games, because the fans that supposedly go to the games are better in some way, which I don't agree with. But the Old Trafford crowd are really doing my head in tonight, because it's obvious that Pogba's a little bit short of confidence, and I don't like this groaning that they're doing every time he loses the ball, because we've had 3 years at Old Trafford, and as United fans, watching Man U players and Man U midfielders not pick out forward passes, and all Pogba does is look up and pick up a forward pass, and he's going to make mistakes, but when a player's a little bit low on confidence and he makes a mistake, you need to get behind him and back him. It just seems that the crowd are almost waiting for him to misplace a pass and all start groaning again. It's starting to really get on my nerves, because the United fans are being more critical of Pogba than our rival fans, and it shouldn't be like that. We should be getting behind our players, and that's something that's really got on my nerves watching that half, to be honest.
Right, it's not a good sign at all. It isn't a good sign, and I think that's a modern phenomenon, because we know that a few fans booed Fellaini, and I've never been a Fellaini fan, but I wouldn't boo a fan. I wouldn't boo a player. It's just not, and I wouldn't expect Manchester United fans to do it. I didn't agree with it. But groaning about a player is it's a bit of a concern when they're going through a bit of a bad phase. Red in the Bed says, shouldn't we be playing 4-4-2 or even 4-3-3? Rostov have nothing up front, and I feel we should be attacking more. Well, there's a few bigger picture points that I want to talk about tomorrow night on the preview at 8:30, and hopefully we'll be talking about being in the quarterfinals of the Europa League. Where's Fosu Mensah, where's Shaw, this change of formation, which I'm going to ask Ross about again. And 1-1 in the first leg is sort of like it's a good result, but then getting back to Old Trafford and blitz them. And I'm sorry, but 5-3-2 or 5-2-2-1 or 3-4-2-1 or whatever it is, it's not 4-3-3, which we played for most of the season, which has been very attacking, has worked really, really well, Ross. And the only reason that didn't work well is bad finishing. I'm a bit bemused as to why in our last 3 games we've suddenly, in March, changed our formation. I don't get it. I don't know why we've done it. 3 games in a row, we've come up with this new formation. I don't think there was anything wrong with the 4-3-3, apart from not putting the ball in the back of the net, which isn't formation centric.
Again, no, I might be totally out on my own here, but I do like the balance of this 5 at the back. I don't think we never really ever played 4 at the back. We always played 3. It was 2 centre backs, left back. Valencia was gone. And he'd done a great job down that right-hand side, but we were so lopsided. It was quite frustrating, But it's nice to see, left-back bombing forward. And I think this formation can suit a lot of players. And let's not forget Pogba played in this formation at Juventus. He always had 3 centre-backs and he always had wing-backs. So it might be something to do with getting the best out of not only Pogba, but it protects our sort of failing centre-backs, if you like, because Smalling will be less exposed as a three at the back. I think Rojo's phenomenal. Like, he's really grown on me, and I think he's playing well tonight even. But it is worrying when even Bailly, because his lack of games this season and lack of game time, I'm almost looking at Rojo as our commanding centre back now, which it shouldn't be like that. So I quite like the three at the back. The only problem is with it is you're relying on an epic finisher up front, and Zlatan's always confused me with what he is as a striker, because he's always been a bit of everything. He drops back. He's not a Ruud van Nistelrooy, and he's not going to be latching on to the end of the really good crosses that Daley Blind's put in today, because that's not really the striker that Zlatan is, which is quite frustrating to watch, because if we had Ruud van Nistelrooy or even Falcao, I think we'd be 3-0 up in this game.
I don't like the formation, and it's very simply this. There's too many defenders on the pitch. If you play a 5-3-2, it's one more defender than I ever want to be on the pitch. You've got 3 centre-backs and 2 full-backs, and that is, regardless of the formation and its merits, it's taking an attacking position out of the team to accommodate another defender, because Rojo, Smalling, Bay are defenders. Valencia is now a defender. He's a right back, and Blind is obviously a left back or a centre back. So we're playing 5 defenders instead of playing 4, and I want to see more attackers on the pitch. The only time I saw this formation ever work well was when I was watching England in '96, and they played a 5-3-2. Gary Neville was the right wing back. It was Southgate, Pearce, and I think Adams as the centre backs, and the left-sided wing back, I think it was actually McManaman, which was weird. But you had Gascoigne, Ince, Platt, Shearer, Sheringham, so it wasn't blessed with pace, but it worked for a short run of 5 games in a tournament. I don't want Manchester United to do this. It's not going to make me hate Mourinho. It's not going to make me get pissed off with the players. I'm not going to turn on the manager, like I say. I just don't like this formation simply because it's one more defender than I want to see. And because you've got 5 defenders, again, that means you're going to, your likes of your Martials, your Mkhitaryan's, your Matters, even your Fellaini, if you like him, your Rooney's. One of those, a lot of those aren't playing anyway, but one more of them is going to lose a place because of this formation. And I don't know, Ross, the question I did ask was, why are we doing it in March? Why are we bringing a new formation in March? Because to me, that's an admission of failure. That you're suddenly going, what I've been doing for the last 8 months, I've got to change it in March. Really weird. I can't think of any example of a club ever doing that so late in a season.
Well, do you know what? Saying about the formation not working, I think it's worked wonders at Chelsea, and I think they are an incredible. I know, even though Jose's comments were that they're a defensive team, they're an incredible attacking team. But again, they've got the resources. Just
quickly, it's your chat. I don't like the fact that we're copying bloody Chelsea anyway. They've mugged him off. The manager's mugged him off, and now he's copying his style of play. Come on, Jose, sort it out. You had 4-3-3. It was really good. All you needed to do was keep him back for an hour and get some shot practice in, and we were fine. Why are we copying Chelsea?
Well, it's not just Chelsea. There's many clubs over Europe using this. Juventus have used it for years. Real Madrid sometimes revert to it. Barcelona have mainly always played a three at the back. A lot of teams, it can work. Again, going forward, I think at March, to change this and it be our formation going forward forever, no. But I like having a squad that has different formations to play, and maybe he's just giving it a go, giving it a run. And I think, you know what, I think if he went second half and took a defender off and threw another striker on the pitch and we went 1-0 down, everyone would be going, Jose, what the hell are you doing? So at the minute, the way the game's going, I think, all right, we're not scoring loads of goals, but we are, Zlatan's hit the post twice. Let's not forget that. Again, poor finishing is letting us down. Pogba could have actually, got it closer to the post with his chance. So we could gone in 2 and 3 up. This would have been squashed. But again, we're going 0-0, and I think it's, you could say that there's not enough attackers, but finishing lets us down once again.
Thanks for coming on, Ross.
Cheers, Mark.
It's nice that we had a bit of a disagreement as well, and we'll hopefully reconvene on Sunday if you're about.
Yeah, I'll be about, mate. Yeah, it's good, mate. Thank you, and I'll be watching the second half of the Watchalong, so enjoy.
Cheers, Ross. Thanks, pal.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
You can follow Ross on Twitter at Hazza90. The second half is about to kick off. He'll be under a bit. Well, no, he's not under any pressure, Jose Mourinho. I'm not going to clickbait it and say, "Oh, Mourinho's under pressure," because he's clearly not. But he is. Oh, come on! Don't do this. Kick
Oh,
off.
Paddy, come here.
No, I'm talking to myself.
All right.
All right. Second half is away. I was just sorting the timer out. That was what I was doing. Marcus is back now with us for the second half. And we're off and running. There's no substitution changes at all. And we're firing away in the second half. Ross was backing the 5-3-2. He likes it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, well, you know,
I
good.
thought,
I'm glad
I
somebody
thought Ross
came
would
on.
have been the opposite.
No, I'm glad because I know that, you know, this is what the United stand is. It's not just what we say that matters. There are different opinions, and it was good to get that different opinion. I mean, I just simply said I don't like it because you've got 5 defenders on the pitch and you should only ever have 4 because they're taking up one of the attacking positions. I don't want to see United doing that. I don't like the way Pogba is playing. Pogba's pulled up, I think. Oh, no.
No, he's all right.
No, he isn't.
No?
He's gone. He went to run and he's done something. Looks like Pogba's in trouble, which is bloody brilliant. That's exactly what we need.
I'm not being funny, but I mean, he never drops a guy, does he?
And I think he just stops.
Hamstring by the looks of it.
Jesus, that's not good news.
Well, if he's out for a few games, it'll be good to see what Mourinho does without him because he never subs him, does he?
No, well, Fellaini's coming on as well, just to add You see, we're playing a midfield 2 and he's bringing fucking Fellaini on. I mean, the obsession has no end. It has no end. I mean, Fellaini is not a defensive midfielder, and I'm worried now. I am worried. I thought this game was won. Not won, but I thought this tie was won. And putting Fellaini, I mean, just absolutely baffling when you've got Michael Carrick. And he brings Fellaini on in the midfield too.
Well, the obvious choice would have been Carrick, wouldn't it? I mean, to play there and to shore up the midfield, take the ball off the back 4, back 5, back 3, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, Fellaini coming on, it's bad enough we didn't have a natural CDM in the position anyway.
Well, if you were bored in the first half, you're about to get a little bit more bored because Fellaini for Pogba, it's not going to be entertaining. He's not going to start doing 40-yard passes, pirouettes, and taking players on. It's going to be... Oh, God, I've just had a horrible feeling in my stomach, to be honest, with that.
I hope you got your wig next year.
No, I've parked it. I'm more worried about Borough. We've got no Herrera. Now we've got no Pogba. Schweinsteiger's out. Oh, Zlatan. There's a good run by Mkhitaryan there, but Zlatan was offside. He missed the pass anyway. I'm very worried now. I mean, that's the sort of injury we just don't want because got no Herrera, no Pogba for Borough now. He won't be. There's no way he'll be playing in that game.
No, it's Middlesbrough game will come too quick for him, won't it now? But bit of
Alex Cook's just said goodbye.
Bit of a strange
Champions
one.
League. Let's just scrap our way through this and then see how long he's out injured for. But I don't know what it is. I've been so positive about United for so long, but there's a feel. I don't know whether everyone else is getting it. I don't know whether it's coming from the live comments. Obviously, Ross was on about people groaning at the ground. I don't know. Something's happened tonight. There just seems to be an air of something's going to go wrong. That it's just somebody was saying in the half time it's been a bit like the Van Hal days, and
yeah. So we're playing. I mean, for me, we're playing too negative a formation at Old Trafford. We should be playing a more fluent attacking style of football, and I think just playing the 5 defenders, no matter whether they're playing as wing backs or not, just playing 5 defenders just gives reason for people to moan and to dislike it.
Yeah, I mean, if we can just get a goal. I mean, the irony of this Nicky, go on. The irony of the Pogba injury is that we've been moaning that he's being played too deep and he's better as an attacker, and then he gets injured by knocking it over someone's head and going on a run on the break. It's just, bloody typical, to be honest. But hang in there. We're all in it together. And if for those who were part of the United stand when we used to watch Van Hal week in out doing a watch along, this is nothing like it. So I'm a little bit concerned because as soon as Pogba, I was concerned the minute Fellaini came on in the midfield. I will never change my opinion on him. I don't think he's reliable as a Manchester United player or good enough either. And I appreciate that he tries hard, and I don't really give him a lot of stick like I used to because he does try hard, and that does matter. But ability-wise, he just terrifies me. But what really caused my concern was that we've got to beat Borough on Sunday, and when you haven't got Pogba and Herrera, I mean, it's not a case of if Fellaini will play, he will play, but who's going to play with Fellaini? I think we will be playing 5-3-2 again against Middlesbrough, Marcus, because he actually won't have the players to play a midfield three. He will have to play a 5-3-2 because the only midfield two he can play is Carrick and Fellaini because Rooney's injured and Herrera's suspended. Pogba will be injured. Schweinsteiger he wouldn't play anyway, but he's injured. He's never going to use Fosu Mensah. So I think we might get a goal in a minute though. That just killed. I'd feel a lot happier if we got a goal because obviously if Rostov get a goal, we're out. But if we get a goal and they score, then at least lovely run by Mata. He thought about giving a penalty. No, it's a goal kick.
He's looked at it, hasn't
he? Yep.
But yeah, the midfield for the Borough game it's going to be a tight one now. He might have to swallow his pride and you might spring a surprise and play Fosu Mensah in there. You might play Schweinsteiger in there. But I wouldn't want to see this formation at Old Trafford again because this, to me, the five defenders, just having five defenders on the pitch at home, I've never seen that as a United way of a formation. Never. It's too negative, it's too defensive, and it lacks creativity in a way.
We're still the team on the attack though, which is good to see. Like I said, I'd sleep a lot easier if we just got the goal.
Well, the goal will change the game completely, won't it? Because then, like you say, Rostov's got to come out and play. But I'm of the assumption they're there not to take a battering, give a good account of themselves, and if they score a goal, they score a goal. If not, they've done well to get this far. Oh, the Roberto Carlos thing, Mark. I thought I saw someone in the comments say he scored 43 free kicks.
No, that's bollocks. That is total and utter bollocks because I was researching that and somebody actually asked a question in the Red Cafe net as to how many goals he'd scored, and they said probably about 5 or 6. Good shot from Rostov there. Good save by Romero. This is the danger. You play defensive and you leave the door open at the back. Apparently his last free kick was the one in 2006, I think it was. No, he hasn't scored that many.
There we go. Josh Waters said it. Carlos has scored 40 free kicks in his career.
False news. Fake news. He scored 6. Rostov with a corner, and we've got it clear. How are we feeling at home? How are we feeling? Are we nervous? Billy D. Williams says we're going to lose. And no Marshall, no Pogba, no Herrera. Life couldn't get any badder. Says gaming Aman Yassin. I think we're just going to have to try and scrape our way to the Europa League final and win it to get in the Champions League because I think I can't see us winning in Middlesbrough. I think Middlesbrough is just a massive game for us now, but it's so hard to go and win a game without Herrera and Pogba. And
Yeah, definitely.
I've said this before, and nobody would believe me at the time. He doesn't like Michael Carrick. He didn't start the season with Michael Carrick. He didn't start using Michael Carrick in the midfield till November. We then went on a fantastic run. Carrick had a bad 45 minutes against Liverpool, and we've never seen him again. You know, it's like he doesn't like Carrick. He was forced to use him, and then the first opportunity he could not use him, he stopped using him, and then we stopped using him, and the football's been pretty shit since then. So, but he won't use him. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, this is what you get, isn't it, for not taking people off. We know, we say it nearly every watch-along. Why don't you take Pogba off? Why don't you take Zlatan off?
You've got
now it's taking its toll. Yeah. Now it's taking its toll now. He's picked up an injury. He's probably out for 2 or 3 games now. Luckily, the international break next week. So hopefully it's not too long, but it's up to the rest of the players now for them to show that they're worthy of staying here beyond the summer. They've got to step up to the plate and prove their worth.
Yeah, well, he hardly had a summer break, did he? He's been playing nearly every game.
Well, that's what you're going to get. Play every game. If you don't rest him, he's going to pick up an injury, isn't he? It's obvious. You play that much football. I mean, there's nothing happening in the game. It's gone quite boring, actually.
Jason CR7 says serious problems still at the club, not reaching its full potential. No Zlatan against Borough as well, Evan. I forgot about that. So no Zlatan, no Pogba, no Herrera. It is a concern. No Rooney, obviously he's not going to be back. Martial is a question mark. There's talk, he doesn't even mention Schweinsteiger, so he's not even in his plans anyway. He might not like the youth, but he's going to have to start picking it. He's going to have to put some of it on the bench because he won't pick the youth anyway. He'll obviously use people like Lingard and Young, who, again, are they good enough to go and get as a result at Borough? I hope so. Jack McGee says, I'll take a draw. I would, definitely. Take any result to get through because I'm slightly concerned by this. It's just not an exciting performance. It really isn't because it's got too many defenders in the team. It's not a bad performance. No way I'm going to say it's a bad performance. It's just a defensive performance. I mean, Fellaini coming on for Pogba is a defensive move. Fellaini is not going to be going into the opposition's penalty box because he's taken over from Pogba as a defensive midfielder. Well, Fellaini, all he can do is really tackle because he can't pass more than 5 yards. He can't run past people. So, again, it becomes a bit of a defensive move. So I'm just really going to get a bloody goal. Here's Zlatan. Past one. Cross into the keeper's arms. There's so many Rostov players, though. There's so many.
There is. It's
Ali says it can't.
It's either going to be a lucky.
Go on.
Yeah, go on.
No, when Ali says he can see us losing this, I can't contemplate us losing this. I can't deal with it. So it better not happen.
It's just no. I'm not contemplating losing this. I think it's going to be. It'll either. I thought at the start it would be 2-0, but looking at how Rostov have set up, how the amount of players they got behind the ball, it'll probably be a 0-0 at the end or a 1-0 for United. I think there isn't going to be 2.5 goals in this, mate. I can't see that.
Somebody's being a little bit negative. It's not negative. It's nervous because there's half an hour left in this game and a goal for Rostov, as unlikely as it might seem to some people, and they did have a chance, puts us out of the tournament that we need to win to get into Europe. I still think it's our best chance. Fellaini's offside and thought he was going to do it then. I ain't got the wig.
If we're not creating chances, then there's a problem. But we are. So
Rashford and Lingard are warming up. He needs to be careful though because he's not going to change this formation from the defensive formation it is. So if he takes Mata or Mkhitaryan off for Rashford and Lingard and Rostov score, we've got nowhere to go. We're stuck with 5 defenders on the pitch. I really think he should not be making any substitutions until at least I wouldn't make any. I really wouldn't, because I think if he won't, if he brings Rashford or Lingard on, he's going to take Mata or Mkhitaryan off, because that's what he always does. Takes the wide men off. But then if Rostov scored, and Rostov are going to go for it, we haven't got any. We've got no ability to then go and attack because we've got too many defenders on the pitch.
Well, it's good.
Saying Zlatan's been rubbish, Marcus.
Well, do you know what? I wouldn't say he's been fantastic. To me, he's just been his normal self. He's average. If he gets a chance, 9 times out. Well, I wouldn't say 9 times out of 10, but the majority of the time, he scores. He's hit the post, didn't he? Once or twice in the first half.
Yeah.
So again, he's showing he's getting in the right places. But the subs to me, I wouldn't bring on Rashford. I'll bring on Lingard first. Just to see if the pace will stretch him. But, I don't.
Phil Jones is coming on now. Probably going 6 at the back.
Just what? Blind looks injured, mate. He doesn't look right at all. Just
put Rojo at left back and go for it at the back.
Do you know what? He probably sees that as too much of a risk now. With 30 minutes left, he wants to just make sure that we don't concede. But Daily Blind's going down. That's 2 players now with injury, on top of the suspensions, on top of the injuries we've already got.
I suddenly do have concerns now, because if you didn't think Rostov were going to score, well, Phil Jones is probably their best chance. Blind might be saying he's going to stay on. Yes, good. Get your tracksuit back on, Jones. Oh no. I don't know whether he is coming. I think he might be coming off still. He's my man of the match if he comes back on, because it at least means we don't have to have Phil Jones on the pitch. It'd be interesting though. I mean, I'll throw this to live comments. I want to see what a lot of people have got to say about this. If we do grind this out 0-0, do you think United fans, ultimately will be happy, but do you think there'll be a few dissenting voices about this is not United? This is, we're playing a crappy roster. That's really unfair to say that. We're playing a small European side at home at Old Trafford, and we basically play for a 0-0 draw. Do you think there'll be some criticism, Marcus? Do you think there'll be a few dissenting voices?
Do you know what? I think they will do, because and to be honest, I would agree with them in a way, because playing 5 at the back here, like I said earlier, no matter how you do it, whether it's 3 centre backs or wing backs, even under the days of Van Gaal, I never liked it. Yeah, I never liked it. It's too negative. It's too defensive, and it lacks a bit of creativity. And we've only got Mata really. Now we've only got Mata and Mkhitaryan that are really creative players in here.
We've got 20. We've basically got half an hour left in this game, and we're making last-ditch blocks already. It ain't looking good. It's not looking good. These people are saying it's negative. It's nothing to do with negativity. It's bloody nerves. And Rostov, as we said in the first half, they'll see our formation and they'll think, you know what, we can be a bit more adventurous in this. And they are now. They're starting to chuck men forward. And now we are the defensive team with half an hour to go at Old Trafford, because we set our stall out wrong. We should have gone for in the first half. You've got leeway that if it goes wrong, you've still got another half. If it goes wrong for us now in the next half an hour, we haven't really got any leeway. And I think we've set our stall out wrong in this game. We went way too defensive. Hopefully, we're still going to get through. 3-1 Roma, says Random Fun. Roma will batter us playing like this. But that makes 3-1 Roma. That puts Roma through then. I said they'd get through.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, nah, Leon and Lacazette, the French Defoe will get them through. No. Roma. It's not over till it's over, Roma, but no, it's not 3-1. It's 2-1, unless the goals just happened.
Comments reckon you're being too negative, mate. Got to be positive.
No, comments can kiss my arse. I'll be positive when we're through. I'm concerned. I don't. I've done the old positive. Oh, don't worry. We've got 60. We've got a whole half to score against 10 men Bournemouth. That was me a couple of weeks ago. Don't worry. We're going to be fine. We'll win this. I'm totally confident. And what happens? It goes wrong. So I'm going down the negative route tonight of hoping that I'll be wrong again, and we're going to score another 4 goals and win this game. But I think we've made hard work of a tie that was there to just, we should have just come Old Trafford. They're not that good, Rostov, and battered them. And we haven't. We've played 5 defenders, and it's just been, we've not had enough men getting into the box because we've had too many defenders on the pitch. I hope it works. But the thing is, with half an hour to go, Rostov haven't been great in the first hour. But they're going out of Europe. They are going out of Europe. In the last 10 minutes, they might have had 9 men behind the bus for most of the game. In the last 10 minutes, they've got nothing to lose, and 1 goal puts them through. They'll chuck everybody in the box, and we'll play really deep. And if they score and we haven't, we are out. And that's what that's in the back of my head with my so-called negativity. It's not negativity, it's fear. That if we don't score in the next 20 minutes, we are going to be there without our 9 men behind the box, and they will get a chance, and it's whether we can stop that chance, isn't it? But I think already I think already we are under the cosh because I don't know. There's no pace in the team, which is presumably why he's going to bring Rashford on.
But we said that at the start, didn't we? I mean, a few people in the comments said that in the start as well. Lack of pace in the team, a bit worrying. It's a shame it took him 65 minutes to realise that.
John Malloy, just before the comment goes along, very good point. We brought Phil Jones on. I assume that would mean we'd put Phil Jones as a right-sided centre-back, put Rojo to left-back. We haven't. We put Phil Jones at left-back, which again makes you think, why is Luke Shaw not part of this squad? We have now got Phil Jones playing at left-back. Now, he might have an injury, but I'd not heard that he had. And why couldn't Darmian be on the bench? Again, I just think sometimes there's weird selections around our substitutes bench. Rostov have only got 3 on theirs. I think we've got the full 7 or 6.
Yeah. So who's going to make way for Rashford then, Mark?
And Rashford's coming on. 5 for 18. So he's taken one of his defenders off. And I think he's told Rashford to go and sit down, which is embarrassing when you're ready to come on. No, Young's been told to go and sit down. Oh God, it's embarrassing. Young was about to come on. He's now gone to sit back down again. Rashford was sitting down. Rashford's now coming to come on. Oh God, we've got Stephen Fry on here somewhere. Crimson Kate, 82. There's nothing wrong with being nervous, but if you spend the rest of the second half lamenting about the negatives, you impair the enjoyment of the watch-along for some viewers. Very well put, Crimson Kate, 82. Apologies. Marcus is going to be the positive one. I'm going to be the one with the squeaky bum. I can't help it. I'm nervous. The Europa League, we have got to, I think, is our best chance for the Champions League. I'm terrified by this lineup at the moment. We've got Fellaini in the midfield. We've got Phil Jones at left back. We've got no Pogba. We've got no pace. And Rostov are now starting to realise they don't need to put 20 men behind the ball because we're not attacking. And you just know what's going to happen. It's nerves.
Yeah, we know what's going to happen, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they've got the players to make it happen.
I hope they haven't, Marcus, yeah.
It's can they get past? We've created chances when they've had 11 men behind that ball in the first half, right? So can they create chances if we put 11 men behind the ball for the last 10 minutes? And I don't think so. I think they'll probably pump it long. Hence why Fellaini's got on there to compensate for the lack of height with Pogba. As for Phil Jones at left back, I don't get that one whatsoever. I'm worried about who's going to take off for Rashford.
It will be Mkhitaryan, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Mata.
Or Mata. It would definitely be one of those two. I didn't realise Ajax are still in the Europa League. I mean, they're not a bad side. I don't know what I'm talking about because we're struggling to beat Rostov at home. So, any tie could be tough. But we've scored! Bloody hell, I've missed it. I'm chatting away, looking at the things, and we've scored. Marcus, why didn't you shout at me? I'm updating stuff. We've scored a bloody goal. Unbelievable.
Sorry, mate. I didn't want to get too excited,
Oh, Mark, I can't believe it. Oh, wow, we can be all positive now. It's a mistake by Rostov, and Zlatan plays it into Mkhitaryan, and Mkhitaryan finds a cross. Zlatan with it's a lovely goal. It's a tap-in for Mata, but it's a lovely assist by Zlatan. And again, it's a bit like that chance that we created in the first half when Valencia won it. A mistake by Rostov.
Yeah.
And we've scored. And the great thing about that is it doesn't make a hell of a lot of difference to the game because if Rostov score, it still goes to extra time. But what it does mean is that if Rostov score, we're not out and we've still got that second chance breather. So we can take a breath. I think that's really, really important. And what a surprise. It's that man Mata. It's that man Mata who is the... And I think Mata's been classed tonight, Marcus.
He has. I've been really impressed with him tonight. In the build-up to the goal, it was him that started it. He nicked the ball off the Rostov player. They got it played out, and again, assist from Zlatan. I mean, yeah, it's a tap-in, but a well-worked team goal, I think, from the front three there. Fantastic.
I just think we can relax a little bit more now. As Kate was saying, we can stop lamenting about the mites and the mares. And we can actually enjoy the fact that we have some breathing space now. It's not over. It's not over by any means. Of course, Rostov score and we're into extra time. But it just gives us that breathing space. I did not want to be... I don't mind if we park the bus now. Because if we park the bus now and they score, it goes to extra time. But if we park the bus at 0-0 and they score, we're out. And we don't want to be out of this tournament. So I don't know whether he's bringing Rashford on anymore, is he? I don't think he is. I think he's told him to go and put his tracksuit back on. I think he's going back to the Ashley Young sub. But Rostov, it's still as we were, but we've got a little bit of breathing space. Some people are saying that they don't think Zlatan meant that pass. Probably didn't, knowing Zlatan. It was a good flick, but he probably was trying to flick it in the net. But, who cares? Zlatan doesn't do assists. Woo! Right.
But, 20 minutes to go. I mean, you can't say that we're not deserving of the goal because we are. We've played quite well in the game. We've been the dominant side, which you would expect with us playing at home. But we're just probably not as dominant if we'd have played our natural formation.
Somebody sent in the live comments. I'm not going to name them because it's unfair that we play better football without Pogba, which is rubbish. And somebody also saying apologise to Jose, which I wouldn't apologise to Jose. I still think a lot of people are a little confused as to why. I think I did tweet it before the goal. It's squeaky bum time now for this last 20 minutes because we're going to have to try and defend. And I think realistically, why didn't we just go 4-4-2 in the first half and absolutely blitz them, try and get a couple of goals, and then we can defend it in the second half? But that's Mourinho. Mourinho's approached it in this way. I don't really understand why at home, at Old Trafford, against what is not one of the big hitters in Europe, we went quite negative. I think we could have just attacked them.
I've never seen that before. Ashley Young passing a banana at Rojo.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
He probably needs some energy.
There was, I remember seeing Rio Ferdinand eat those chocolate bars when he come back after his bang. And see Rojo eating bananas now. That's a new one.
I think it was a shot by... I think Zlatan was trying a shot. Yeah, he was. Zlatan was trying a shot. It wasn't an assist. You don't assist like that. He's basically trying to, with his back to turn to whack it in, and it would have been a cracking goal. But it is what it is. Marcus, I'm just going to have a toilet break, so you chat away. I'll be 30 seconds.
Yeah, all right.
That's what she said.
Right. Right, update the scoreline, Donkey. Yeah, I'll remind him when he comes back, no worries. Patrick, update the score, yep. Do the score, please. Yep. I'll tell him when he comes back. Don't worry. Farid, holy shit, Rojo turned into banana mood. Yep. David, Mark, do you agree with the formation now? I'll pass that on to him. Beck says, can you eat while playing? Oh, yeah, we'll soon find out. Update the score. Yeah, I'll tell him when he comes on. Update score on channel 1, subscribe, yeah. Roberto, hello. Let's have a update the score. Yeah, I'll tell him when he comes back. Don't worry. Sit down, Mark. No one wants to see your vagina. Does away goals not matter? Yes, they do, Jack. Yeah. Darren loves me. Cheers, mate. Who is better now, Juve or Man United? Oh no, that's a tough one. I don't think we're there yet. So I would say Juventus at the minute until we sign the better players. Danny Milner, who better, me or Mark? You, mate. Don't tell him.
I'm here.
Oh, you got to update the score, Mark.
Oh yeah, in my excitement, yeah. I've not updated the score. Let me do that. I hope it stays like that because we'll be through, and that's all that matters. It matters, you like it. As long as we're through, it really is all that matters. We just want to be in that draw tomorrow, and then I was just thinking there while I was having a slash that it's going to be a painful few days really because last few minutes. Hopefully we can see this out and get through. But I think Middlesbrough's going to be an abs. Don't expect us to go to Middlesbrough and blitz them 4-0 is what I would say. I think it's going to be an absolute. They're going to be mad up for it because they've just had their manager sacked and they've got a point to prove, and their fans will want them to prove a point. We're not going to have Pogba, Zlatan, and Herrera, three of arguably our most influential players. We just need to battle that, get into the international break, get some people back from injury. But it is interesting for United at the moment, and. There was a comment there at the moment saying, we'll probably... Matters in? Come on, get a second, it's game over. I read a comment before there, and I think it was quite a good one, and it was like, what really frustrates me is that we get injuries, but he's bringing people like Phil Jones, Ashley Young and Fellaini, who for the last 3 years have not been good enough for United. Yet Mourinho's using them instead of using people like Luke Shaw, Fosu Mensah, people that we'd actually be excited to see playing. It's really boring and frustrating, which I can sort of understand that, but it's Mourinho's choices. He makes the choices, not us. And we nearly got in again there, Mkhitaryan.
I think he's going with people that he
goes with experience, doesn't he?
Yeah. I think it's going to be very unfair. I mean, if he puts, Fosu Mensah, Twansibi, Rashford, if you put all the young guns in against, let's say Chelsea, and they got absolutely hammered, all the fans would have said, why are you doing that? Why are you playing the youth in such a game? And don't forget, he has played some of the youth in that FA Cup tie. Was it Wigan?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did play a few of them in there, and
bloody Rostov scored.
I did say then.
Scored.
So I mean, it's not as if he's totally, it's not as if he's totally discounted the youth. I mean, they're there when he needs them.
Well, they're going to go for it, Rostov. It's not over this time, not by any means. Not by any means. It's not over. They've got a corner. It's a bloody good save by Romero, to be honest. Gets a lot of criticism sometimes from me. I don't. The criticism I give him is I think if you played him every week, he would cost you goals over a season. Like remember that game against Swansea at the start of last year with Van Gaal. He's not a first team keeper for United. He's a decent reserve keeper, and he's made a bloody good save there. So I'll give him some credit. He deserves a little bit of credit.
Just want to say, mate, we're 22 subscribers away from 73,000.
Wow, that's fantastic. I must just say that I know we've hit 1,000 likes again, so thanks to everybody who gets involved with the United stand. Sir Alex Ferguson is smiling, which is good to see. Looks very relaxed. Yep. Probably he's not looking as tense as he used to when he was on the side. Retirement suited him well, and he deserves his retirement. I don't think we as fans will ever be able to retire that much, but he's seen it all before. He's the master of it. But if you have subscribed, make sure you keep watching our videos away from the watch-alongs. Like tomorrow night at 8:30, we'll have the live preview. Live comments are always up. And like I said, the live stream goes up about an hour and a half before. So from about 7 o'clock tomorrow night, it will be up. You can start chatting before the show. And I think you found a great community of people on the live comments to get involved with. So, yeah, thanks for getting involved. But 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes to get through. 10 minutes to annoy a load of City fans and everybody else who are out of Europe. We've got another player down injured here. Mkhitaryan, this is not what we need. I hope he's, as bad as it sounds, I hope he's holding his face and not his legs, because we don't want anything wrong with his legs. His face we can fix.
I think this guy is going to become an integral part of the team now for the rest of the season.
Mkhitaryan.
And yeah, without a doubt, he's. I think. Do you know what? I think he's more valuable team player to United than what Pogba is.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, I think Herrera is more important to Manchester United at the moment than that what Pogba is, because Pogba's not been performing, has he? But no, he's a fantastic player, and one that we really, really need to stay fit. I think he's taken a smack in the mouth, which is good. In the fact that he's not pulled a hamstring or anything like that.
Yeah.
Are we feeling confident then, folks at home? Marcus, you feeling confident we're going to do it now? People are saying I'm negative. I think this will be finished 1-0 now. I think we will see it out. I was just concerned at 0-0. Funnily enough, all I could get in my head was Manchester United being in a similar position like that against Porto, and they scored right near the end. They knocked us out, and Mourinho went running down, skating on his knees, and made a name for himself. At 0-0, all Rostov needed was a goal to knock us out. Now, yeah, they can get extra time, but it gives us that little bit more relaxation in our play, that we know that we don't want to concede, but it's not the end of the world if we do. We still get extra time.
Yeah, I'm quite confident now we got the goal. I mean, if it was still 0-0, I'd probably say I'm getting a bit nervous now, because a team like Rostov, we should be finishing them off at Old Trafford without a doubt. I wouldn't say it's been an easy game. It hasn't. They've set up, Rostov set up defensively very well. They frustrated us very well. We have created a few chances. We've hit the post. Mata's got the goal. So, I mean, overall, it's been, I wouldn't say it's been perfect, but it's not been disappointing. It's been a decent professional performance for a team that's 10 men behind the ball.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
The only concern is the injuries, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you can't do anything about that, can you? It's
No.
really frustrating. But the Pogba one, I suspect I'd be more thinking about how long he's going to be out for.
Yeah, I've got to say, I'm not too worried about that one, about Pogba, because I don't know how you can say it without sounding horrible, but in a way, it's a blessing that he's got injured and he's going to miss a couple of games, so we can see how we play without him. It might bit of refreshing in the middle, like different partner for Herrera. Might be a bit of fresh air for it. I mean, Fellaini's shown his skills down there.
I was going to say Fellaini's not actually done that bad since he's come on. I will ban and block anybody who thinks that Fellaini should now be playing week in, week out as a Manchester United midfielder. We're playing Rostov and we're not playing Real Madrid. But, he's done okay. I'll give him that. I don't care who's playing at the moment as long as we win. You can put bloody Lingard on for all I care. As long as we win it, I'm not that bothered. I
mean, the guy can only do what he's been told to do, isn't it?
Oh yeah. He's got limitations, Marcus. He's not. We're not going to win titles with Fellaini in our midfield, and anybody who thinks that we would is an idiot. I'm sorry, but he's just not. He's not. It's the same thing about Jermaine Defoe. People have been saying, he should have played for Manchester United. He's not. There's a reason he didn't play for a top 4 side. He's not top 4 quality. I don't think Fellaini's top 4 quality, because you know what? We've never really been top 4 while we've had Fellaini. I don't think he is, but He's done well tonight. And if we
David in the comments.
What?
David in the comments says Fellaini reminds him of Zidane.
Ban him, block him.
Oh. I think what we've got left here, just over 5 minutes now.
Yeah, I'm just setting up a stream for the live reaction. So,
Yeah, that's right. Read out some comments while you're doing that. We love Fellaini. Yeah, we do. Jones, you idiot. Darth Vader says Fellaini MVP. Do you know what? Here's a good comment. I don't know how to take this one, Mark. See what you think of this. Jossie Pulis says we're 1-0 against a team who doesn't even have a pitch.
I don't know what his point is.
How would you respond to that?
Well, I suppose he's saying that they're not a very good side, which, to be honest, they're probably not. But you can only beat what's in front of you. Unfortunately, from the way that we set up this game, we were never going to win 4 or 5-0, which I think we were capable of. I really do think we could have beaten them by a very convincing score, but Mourinho didn't decide to do that. Whether that's his approach and he's a negative part of the bus manager, I think that's unfair. I just think he wanted to win this game tonight, and he set it up defensively, and he felt that was the best way to do it. Now, there's no way that Sir Alex Ferguson... I mean, Fellaini's just got fouled quite badly there. He's pulling out all the skills, Fellaini, tonight. It was like Zidane, and he got absolutely chopped. There was a time when I would have enjoyed that foul on him, but I felt quite sorry for him there. I'm joking. I don't want Fellaini getting fouled. I love Fellaini. He's my favourite player. That's why I've got a win.
Oh, there we go. Look, Kwame's put a good comment here in response to that Jossie Pulis one. We're 1-0 against a team that beat Bayern Munich.
Oh, you can dress it up as much as you like. I mean,
yeah.
United could have won this game and had it out of sight. If we'd approached it in a different way, I think we could have attacked. Really, I think the fans tonight will be really, really happy at the ground with the result, but I think they'll feel a bit disappointed because you think European night at Old Trafford. You go, the first half an hour, you go and win the game. Whether you're going to go through an away goal rule as well or not, the first half an hour you expect United get the ball down the flanks, 4-4-2, 4-3-3, whatever it is, and you go out and you win the game. And we didn't do that. We played a 5-3-2 or a 5 whatever it is, and we didn't really commit many men on the attack. But we're going to go through.
Well, it's not over yet, mate.
Well, yeah, it's not over yet. You know what I mean? I think we're in for an interesting game on Sunday, and I think that because of injuries, we cannot expect us to win that. I think we can win it, but it's going to be very hard. And then what happens after the international break? Well, will he persist with this quite a defensive lineup? Would you want him to persist with a 5-3-2? I mean, Ross was saying that he quite likes the 5 defenders. I personally can't stand it, but I think we're it's always an interesting time at Manchester United. It's always an interesting time at United, and I think we will obviously be there to see it all together. None of us are going to go anywhere because we love the club. And the main thing, I totally agree, was to be in the quarterfinals tomorrow, which we will be. And that is the main thing. We've got a live chat super comment here from Orison, who's contributed £5. You can do that through the super chat thing, the $sign. He says, I'm glad Mourinho and Sir Alex are really good friends. I have faith we've got the right manager for the job, and I hope he retires here. Well, we've definitely got the right manager for the job. I think that's a very good comment. I think he's mixing and trying different things all the time, which is, never a bad thing. We're 4 subscribers off 73,000. We're nearly going to do it, and we're about 4 minutes off the end of this game. So get subscribing, and if you do subscribe, please come back and watch the other videos. There's daily content on the United Stand, and we're live at 8:30 every night. The live comments is always up. We love the interactivity, and get involved. Get involved with the United Stand. It is your channel. It is the biggest independent United fan channel. We're not the voice of the fans. we're collectively a fan channel with all of you lot, and we just say what we think and we create debate, and that's what we want. So get involved, folks. Get involved.
I was a bit worried there. Bay went down a bit gingerly there, but he's up now.
People are saying they want the wig. I think I might go and get the wig for the match reaction. What do we think? Do we want the wig for the match reaction? He has pulled in a few moves that he'll probably never ever do again. So we probably deserve the wig. Let's make sure we get through first, though. I don't want to go and get the wig and then we're stuck in extra time.
So if we get through and we hit we got the 73,000 there.
Van Mata. I'm glad Mata scored though. I mean, people talk about who was your man of the match. For me, who was your man of the match, Marcus?
Ooh. Mata has been really good, I think, this game. He scored the goals. He's made some cracking passes in the first half. And I think he nicked the ball off him for the goal. He finished it. I would say Mata for me, without doubt.
Yeah, I think in itself it's been quite interesting that it's not easy to pick a man of the match in a performance like that, because it's been quite an odd. It has been quite an odd game, but I think Mata would be head and shoulders man of the match for me, because I think
Herrera's done well again.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was going to say that Herrera is somebody who gets a lot of stick. Got a lot of stick for Monday, and without being Messi running past 50 players, he's kept that midfield ticking over. He very much does what Michael Carrick used to do and should still be doing, I think. And he just goes about doing his job. You don't necessarily notice him, but he definitely goes around doing his job, and I think he has had a good game today. I'm just setting up this like now.
I mean, he's one of those players that go under the radar, doesn't he? He's not in it for the fame as such. I think he's a player that has to play with confidence, and I think the more confidence he's got, the better he is. He just goes about his business, nice and quiet, does all the donkey work. I think he's been good tonight as well.
Anyway, I love Fellaini because he's on my desk looking front. I've just realised I've got that overlay up. I've got my little Fellaini man. That's my little testament. But I am going to go and get the wig. I think he deserves it. I think that Ronaldo chop was better than Ronaldo himself can do. Tyrone Williams, Sir Alex was on the red wine when hyping Phil Jones. Thanks, Tyrone. He's contributed through the super chat. Yeah, the next Duncan Edwards. Yeah, it's probably the worst comment he's ever done. Even worse than signing Kleberson and Jemba. But this is the thing. Sir Alex Ferguson is the best sports manager in history, but he made mistakes, and you are allowed to be critical about your own club sometimes. And I think I'm not critical because it looks like we're going to win this game, and we're through, and that's all that mattered. I think there's concerns from this game around injuries and form, and Zlatan's been a bit dodgy tonight. Really, but we're not going to see Zlatan for the next couple of games. Good that Rashford didn't play, and I'm thinking as well Rashford is going to come on. He's going to chuck him on for a bit of sub time. But the midfield is so interesting on Sunday. I mean, thankfully Fellaini actually played well tonight, and I'm going to put the wig on, and hopefully that's going to give him some more of that for Sunday. So he's definitely going to play in the midfield. You would think it's got to be Carrick and Fellaini, which is a bit of a nightmare when you think about the lack of pace, but. I would play the back five against Borough, Marcus. I really would. Because I think we just need to grind a result out against Borough. I don't think we can go on the front foot and play them at their own game. I would play the five against them simply because we need to grind a result out and we've got so many injuries. Rostov have got a chance late on.
Yeah.
Let's not get too premature. That's what she said.
Huh? I can see what you're saying about the injuries and the suspensions that we've got to play the 5-2. But I don't know. For me, playing Borough. That they just sacked their manager as well, didn't they, tonight?
Yeah. So they'll be
Sometime
up for
today.
it. It's like Leicester, isn't it? You sack your manager,
Yeah.
like a ball that hits the ground, and you bounce right up again, don't you, for a couple of games? So, but this free
That's
kick,
it.
it's on in the top corner. Oh, good save by Romero. What a save! What a save by Romero. Keeps us in it. It's going towards the top corner.
Fantastic.
It's been a game of the underdog, I tell you what, because he hadn't done much wrong with that free kick. What a save! I mean, he might have just kept his. He might have just pushed us for man of the match.
I'd still say Mata for me, mate. I mean, that was a great save, but he's not had much to do. Which is compliment, to what's in front of him.
I've just done a goal gift for
Mate.
Romero on Twitter. It was absolutely fantastic. Yeah, very, very happy with that result, folks. Really, really happy. We're through.
Yep.
That was all that mattered. I was getting a bit nervous, but Juan Mata did the business. So really, really good. And Romero made two fantastic saves. There was the flick header where he flipped it out, and there was also that save at the end there. Because I was just about to say about that free kick, there's one glaring place he can put it in the top corner, and he went for it, and Romero obviously read that that's where he was going to go. It's a very, very good save. Very, very good. But Romero is not a replacement for De Gea. Let's not get stupid. We're in the quarter-final draw tomorrow. That's what we want. So very, very pleased. Thanks for coming on, Marcus. Shout out your Twitter feed, because a lot of people, Marcus has only got about 3 followers on Twitter. I
haven't actually.
He's walked into it. What?
I've got 164.
164. There you go. What is it? At Marcus Feed?
164. At mad_Marcus13.
At mad_Marcus13.
The 13. That's it.
I'm going to go over. I'm going to get my wig, and then I'll do my match reaction. For those who don't know how this works, this stream will end, and I'll be live within about 60 seconds with a match reaction. The link to that is already. If you go to the United Stand homepage on YouTube, you'll see the link to that video there. It's waiting to start, and people are already on the live comments chatting away. So I'll see you on there in about a minute. I've just got to get my wig. Thanks to Mad Marcus. Thanks to Ross, and most of all, thanks to all you lot for getting involved. We've got over 73,000 subscribers today. But make sure this isn't the last time we see you. Come tomorrow at 8:30 and watch us live for the preview and get involved. But if you can't watch it live, there's always daily content to watch and get involved with as well. You found a fantastic community. For those who are already part of it, you're fantastic. And for those who are new tonight, welcome and get involved with the United Stand. This season, winning when you're not playing that well, massively important, and we've done it tonight, and we're in the quarter-final tie. And you know what? All Twitter's going to have tonight from everyone who hates us is, that was boring, you're rubbish, you can't beat, you only scraped it. We're still in it. We're still in Europe. You lot aren't. So take the L. See ya in a few minutes. Well, in 1 minute, and it will be worth watching because we'll have the wig. I'll see you in a moment. Thanks for watching.